How you guys doing? Just there we go. I'm just muting my television. I was just listening to the inflation report numbers. They always come out right when I'm supposed to go live on the air, so I'm always waiting to hear those numbers before I can talk to you, so I can react to what's going on. Inflation, stuff. Welcome to the show. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce out of Creston, British Columbia in Canada. And it's nice to have you here today. Thank you for joining me. We are, what is it today? Wednesday, hump day. And watching a couple of things on the market this morning and keeping an eye on some of our favorite stocks to see what they're going to do. We have the Dow up a couple of points in the pre-market. It's been kind of flat here all morning. The S&P down 4, NASDAQ down 26. Oil down $1.44 a barrel at 66.85. Watching for this inflation thing has kind of come out as expected. 3-4% kind of talk. Still, the official line from the Federal Reserve and other government officials in the U.S. is, yeah, there's inflation, but it's what we call transitory inflation. What the hell does that mean? Well, in plain English, what it means is a one-off. It's sort of a transition from a stagnant, shut-down economy to a wide-open economy. We're in the middle of it with variants and viruses in the middle of it all, trying to muck it up. But we're trying to reopen world economies here, not just America or Canada or Germany or France or Britain. It's the entire planet that's trying to get up and running. And you're going to get anomalies. You're going to get certain inflation pressures for certain areas for certain periods of time. I got a new shirt. What do you think? Stock Markets with Uncle Bruce. Here you are. Right there's my logo. That's the logo from my website. I hope you like it. Comfortable, and I decided to get another green one because green is good for stocks, and that's the color of my website. Dominant green. I hope you like it. If you like one of these shirts, hey, head to Redbubble. There's a link down below. Just go to my Redbubble store. You can pick up, mugs, shirts, whatever. And we thank you. Get a royalty every time you order one of these. That's how I got this. I ordered it on Redbubble, just like anyone else. I do get a discount because, I don't pay myself a royalty. So, I save that. That's about it. Everything else I have to pay for, shipping and everything else. They don't give them to me for free. I have to buy them. But, that's how I know they're okay, because like any other consumer, they come to my place and I look at them. Oh, I like this quality. It's a nice ribbed shirt here. Double stitched, thick. This is a Gildan. This is the cheap one. This is the cheap shirt, the lowest price shirt, thick cotton. I love these nice, heavy, thick cotton, not the really flimsy ones that just kind of lose all their shape. And I get double XLs so that I have like a tent in here. This is not what we call a tight fit because you don't want to see that. And if we wash it, wash it again, washing it sooner or later they shrink a little bit, and it's fine. I got a lot of room to deal with, and I just like the loosey goosey feel of the big old shirt, and it's great. Thank you all for supporting Jen and I by picking up items on Redbubble. This weekend, it's official. He's at it again. I'm running 2 classes. Saturday and Sunday, I'm live with 2 lessons. Lessons number 9, lesson number 10, 9 and 10. And we're going to talk about, on lesson number 9, I'm going to be explaining in plain English and illustrating in plain English how you can write butterfly option spreads for calls and puts. This is a way for you guys to get involved in playing the market using options without having to be an owner of any stock. You want to write some call options on GameStop. You don't have to own any GameStop shares. You don't have to have 100 shares of GameStop. You don't have to have gazillions of dollars either, because these spreads are set up to offset the other side. You're going to earn money on what we call the spreads, or on what I would refer to as the degradation or the degeneration, the breakdown of value of contracts as they expire. You're going to take advantage of the time deterioration of contracts. and we're going to get into it from calls and puts. And this is good for Apple stock, GameStop stock, any stock you want. And we're going to get into this on Saturday. That's the Saturday class. The Sunday class is called How Uncle Bruce Picks His Stocks. You've been asking me, how do you find these companies? What is it you're looking for? How do you figure out what a company is to buy? And that's what I'm going to talk about on Sunday. So if you'd like to join us Saturday or Sunday or on both days, send me an email. The email address should be down here, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. Send me an email and say, hey, Uncle Bruce, I would love to talk to you. I'd like to become here we go. Here's the email address. I would like to be in the class. I'd like to be in your Saturday class, or I'd like to be in your Sunday class, or want to be in both of them. Please send me an invite. We'll send you a registration, like an invitation to come on in, because that way we know who's been invited. Because we have limited space for each class. We don't have 500 people per class in the class like we have here on these live shows. We have a small select number of people so that I can take your questions. The beauty of the live classes, of course, is one, you get to participate in the class where questions are more than welcome. And Jennifer is the moderator of the class. The class is exactly like this, where you see my mug. I'm in front of the whiteboard. You're watching me through StreamYard. You're typing in your questions. You can watch me naked. You can watch me in the bathroom. You can watch me in your bedroom. You can keep your PJs on. You don't have to do your hair. You get to watch me in your setting, wherever you want, on your phone, on your device. It's good, whatever that happens, whatever you want to do. And send in questions by just typing them in like you type them here. And Jen will handle the questions. She's the moderator. And what she generally does is she reads all the comments, and then she'll come up to me and say, okay, you're confusing them again. And I go, oh, okay, here we go. And then she'll tell me what the problem is, or she'll say to me, 4 or 5 questions are kind of similar. They're kind of like this. And then I get the drift, what you guys are getting. Okay. Then I'll go back and I'll do it again, or I'll restate it another way. And that way the class just kind of flows. You guys aren't being left behind while I just talk about theoretics and all this crap. No, I talk about the stocks we follow. I show examples on stocks we follow. And that way you'll understand, oh, that's what that is. That's what that means. Oh, yeah. Bingo. That's the beauty of being part of the live group. The second best thing about being part of the live studio audience is that after the shows are over, we edit these live classes and put them into actual videos that we then make available on our website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Then what happens is once they're edited, it takes a couple of days, we then send each class participant, everyone who's been in the live class, you automatically get the link to the class, the edited version of the class. So you get both. You get to be part of the show, and then you get the edited version, which others are paying for separately. And if you're not part of the class, just go to the website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, and you can now upload lessons 1 to 8. They're all up there, ready to go, available anytime you want. 9 and 10 will be joining the classroom listing on Monday, Tuesday of next week. So come on in and join us on Saturday if you like. If you want to know all about butterfly spreads, option spreads, we're going to get into that. It's a 2-hour kind of thing, 12 o'clock Eastern time, Saturday and Sunday, noon Eastern. So if you're in Europe, it's early evening or late afternoon for you. If you're in LA, it's 9 in the morning. If you're in Hawaii, it's 5 in the morning or something. It's early. You got the rest of the day to relax. But come on by and join us. So let us know if you would like to be part of the audience, like to be part of the classroom. Send us a private email. Jen and I will send you an invite. We'll get you set up and registered in there, and then we know, okay, this is how many people are here Saturday. This is how many people are here Sunday. Okay, good. Away we go. And we'll be up and running, all right? We have, this weekend, I have 2 slots left, I think. I've got 2 slots open for private consultations if anyone wants to have a one-on-one consultation with yours truly. I have 2 slots on Sunday, a 10 in the morning Eastern time and a 4 in the afternoon Eastern time slot left on Sunday. And I have a tentative, I might have an afternoon slot on Saturday. I haven't heard back yet. There's an individual that requested info. I have not heard yet, but by the end of the day, I'll know for sure whether or not Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock Saturday is open or not. Saturday morning is gone. So if anyone wants to have a one-on-one session this weekend, let me know. If you'd like to have a one-on-one session with me next weekend, send me an email. Just say, hey, Bruce, I'd like to have a one-on-one with you. When can you fit me in? Or it would be better if it were Saturday morning or Sunday morning or Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. Let me know what you got, and then I'll get back to you with a response. Just give me a day or so to kind of get to it, because I get a zillion emails, and we'll figure it out. All right, so there you go. Thank you, everybody, for being here this morning. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the experience. Welcome to the madness. Let's see how the markets are going to go. The Dow now up 64 points. S&P is up 5. NASDAQ up 25. So the markets like the inflation report. They're okay with it. They're not upset by it. They're not freaking out over it. They're not having a hissy fit. Fine. The U.S. 10-year note is easing off on its interest rate rise. The 10-year was showing 138, 139. It's now 136 and falling. This is a good sign. Obviously, the bond market is reacting positively to the inflation report that came out this morning. So it's good for markets, good for bonds, good for could be a good day today. So we'll see how all this kind of works out. The Dow now up 64 points, S&P up 4, NASDAQ up 14. Oil still down 86 cents a barrel. All right, there's the big picture of what's going on. We have news coming up on a number of our stocks that we like to follow here. We're awaiting a number of developments here on a number of the shares that we're following. I noticed that for instance, SOFI is up 28 cents right now to 17.28 on a volume of 168,000 shares. So that's a good sign. GameStop is 158.50 down 55 cents. No big whoop there. Only 5,400 traded, so it's kind of quiet, obviously. And over at Matterport, MTTR, I've got it sitting at 16.50 down a nickel on the day on 1,400 shares. So there's no trading really happening on Matterport yet. IBM, the proverbial heartbreaker, is 141.20 down 18 cents. We've got, let's see, who else is doing what? AMC right now, 32.13 up 38 cents. I believe Trey might have the CEO on his channel this morning sometime. I think he's working on that. He's been promoting that, which is great. Love that when these guys appear on channels like ours. I've put out some invites from time to time to different companies, to say, hey, you want to join me for a live chat? I'll put you on. Haven't had a taker yet. I don't know why. Maybe they feel I'm like Mike Wallace from 60 Minutes. Is it true or not true that you want? Maybe they're afraid of the trick questions from Uncle Bruce. I don't know. But if there's any management out there from GameStop, you want to tell us what's going on, what your plans are? Hey, I'd love to have you on the show. Anybody out there from Matterport? Anybody out there from SoFi or ATIP or 23andMe? Hey, Mr. Branson, if you're out there, or any manager, any board of director member from any of these public companies, hey, you want to talk to us? Let us know what you think. Love to have you on. We'll promote the fact that you'll be here and set it up and hang out. That'd be great. You tell us what your plans are for your company and what we should be looking for and all that. Yeah, that'd be super. Love that. ATIP 420 right now, up 14 cents in the pre-market, 1,400 shares. So very quiet trading. So we'll have to see how that opens up once we really get started. 23andMe 880 up 19 cents indicated on the pre-market on 4,600 shares. We were almost at 895 this morning, so looking a little better. Yesterday's range 850 to 939. So we want to see this 23andMe up over 9 right now and get back to $10. News on some of our stocks that we're following. Just is continual developments. Today is the 11th of August. That means today. What was the deal today? The 11th. Here we are. Matterport. Second quarter financials are coming out on Matterport. That's today. Let's take a look at Matterport again. 1650 down to nickel, and waiting for Matterport's release, and also I think conference call. Here we go. The results are expected today. They announced on the 4th of August that today would be the day. And they will release their numbers after the market close tonight. So after the close tonight, Matterport is going to talk. So we're looking forward to that. I know that Matterport is also going to the Canaccord Genuity growth conference, the annual growth conference, and that's tomorrow. So today they release the financials. Tonight they have the conference call. Tomorrow they're at the Genuity promo. So they're doing show and tells now. Great. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to hear, what I want to see. It's exactly how brand new listed companies should react. So that's Matterport today. Tomorrow, the 12th, SOFI releases their second quarter financials. That's coming up. And SOFI, let me just double check on their timing. We're up 27 cents right now. It's 17.26 on our SOFI here. And take a look at press releases. Yeah, here we go. The conference call and everything. Let's go. Yeah, 5 o'clock Eastern time. They're going to have their conference call, and we believe that after the close tomorrow night, the 12th, SOFI releases their latest financials. So that's coming for SOFI. So it's busy. It's going to be busy here coming up on a couple of things. Now, NavSite, NSH. They're going to become Spire Global, the satellite operator, data operations. That's August the 13th. So that's in 2 days. So that's Friday. So Friday, NavSite becomes Spire. That's the shareholder meeting. And we'll get that officially figured out. We've already had news this week on ATIP. They dumped their CEO, and they're now bringing in a new one. We're waiting for that announcement. So-called search is on. And then we have 23andMe coming out on Friday with their financial results. So ME is coming out on Friday with their financials. They're at 8.80 this morning, up 19 cents. And their financials, let me take a look here. Before the market. So they're going to release their earnings Friday morning before trading starts on Friday, and then they're going to have a webcast conference call at 11 o'clock Eastern, right during market hours. So they're gonna mix it up during the market. I love this too. This is great. So we got all kinds of stuff happening between today, tomorrow, and Friday. So look for 23andMe, Matterport, NavSite, SOFI, one after the other. Now, the other news I do have is on the 20th of August, VACQ becomes Rocket Lab. So that's in 9 days. And then on the 23rd of August, so that's in 12 days, our friends at our good friends at Fifth Wall. I keep saying, I want to say Fifth Wheel. Fifth Wall Acquisitions, FWAA. They will become SmartRent on the 23rd of August. And that is our last SPAC. That is the last SPAC that will not be a SPAC anymore. So they're all shifting into their own little public companies, and heading down the highway of success, we hope. And away we go. Don't forget that all of these SPACs that I have been talking to you about since February, now here we are in August. All of these companies are small. They're not $200 billion conglomerate type monster companies. They're all brand new. And many of them are worth about $1, $2 to $4 or $5 billion each market cap. They're all now looking for exposure and market awareness, and each will build that up, in their own way. And we'll see how this all kind of comes out. Let me just take a peek here. I have here, pop a photo up here of my picks. So this would be, this here is the list of my favorite stocks that I've always talked to you about. These are still favorites of mine: Apple, Cisco, Facebook, GameStop, of course, Home Depot, IBM, Intel, Microsoft, Micron, and SMH, the ETF, VANIC ETF, which is for computer chips. Okay, and I feel like I'm Mr. Wilson. Hi there. Hi, hey, howdy how neighbor. Howdy ho neighbor. And then we have the SPACs. Here we go. These are my were SPACs and are no longer SPACs. So ATIP is now ATI Physical Therapy. CYXT CYXT now. Fifth Wall, FWAA going to become Smart Rent on the 23rd. 23andMe is been shifted. Matterport is Matterport. Nav Site about to become Spire. It's coming. SOFI is SOFI. And Vector VACQ is about to become Rocket Lab. So say goodbye to all of these companies that used to be SPACs. They're all now going to be their own publicly traded outfits, and away we go. And so Jennifer and I were pleased as punch. We're very happy to see our companies grow up and become full-blown standalone public companies. You notice how she's always holding on to me whenever we're out in public. She never lets me stand by myself because at 4'8" tall, I'm wearing those stilts, those aluminum stilts down on my legs there. You notice how I'm hanging on to her for dear life. She won't let me go because in case I might tip over. And here we are. This looks like I'm standing all by myself and just having a great old time and saying to everybody, "Hey, how you doing?" But in reality, she's got her hand on my back. She's holding me up. She's one powerful gal, and she's got strong forearms. She won't let me fall over. It's the best thing about Jen, that she makes it look effortless, doesn't she? Doesn't she just look like she's just having a great old time? But man, you can just see how she's holding me up there by my neck there. One great gal, gotta say. Without Jen, I'm nothing. I gotta say. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you everybody for popping in and catching up with. Let's see what happens today, tomorrow, Friday, and then all the talk over the weekend, and then away we go on Monday again. Yeah, baby, I'm excited. I'm jacked. We're seeing SOFI now at 17.24 in the pre-market, which is good to see. High yesterday was 17.27 during the day, so it'd be nice to break that number. Watching for our friends over at Matterport. They had a good day yesterday. High of 16.64. We haven't seen 16.64 since March. It's been a long time. And then CYXT CYXT. Like holy moly macaroni, 955 right now in the pre-market, only 200 volume, so I'm not going to take that too seriously. 990 yesterday was the high. 990 yesterday was the high. Closed out at 974, up $1.24, and not a lot of volume, but it was a nice little move there. I really liked it. Under 700,000 shares traded. But CYXT is doing the show and tell route right now. They're doing the show and tell routine in front of investment groups and brokers and what have you. So again, all of our SPACs, all of our former SPACs that are now publicly traded companies, these guys are out there promoting themselves now in their own unique way, because each one has a different business and a plan and everything else. They're trying to get traction. They're trying to get known in the investment world. And I want to remind all of you out there who have purchased these SPACs from February and March, and then you started buying call options way out to January, I hope, like I told you to. You guys do not get discouraged wherever these stocks are. Do not be discouraged, because you have to understand that these publicly traded shares, these companies, are literally one click away from an explosion. A good explosion. What I mean by a click away, there are every one of these outfits are busy with full-time staff now, putting the word out who they are, what they're about, what's going on. Their boards of directors are busy looking at all kinds of deals and opportunities. They are being approached. You can just imagine this. These companies went public with a whole bunch of money in their treasuries. Some of them are public with almost $1 billion in cash. They are being approached by every outfit you can imagine to make a deal. They've got to be vending or vetting deal after deal after deal after deal, and they're bringing it down to a short list of potential partners or potential acquisitions, potential directions to go to that ultimately will make their money, make their shareholders richer, but move that market and increase awareness. Um, they have the ability to cut a deal, I believe, where if they identify a company that they want to acquire, whether it's US based or Canada based, Europe based, Asia based, they want to acquire a company. They have the kind of capital now to do the due diligence, and they can probably pick up the phone, send a quick message to their friends in Wall Street who have already funded them with hundreds of millions of additional dollars on these pipe financings. They could probably go to some of their investor banker friends and say, "Hey, look, we're looking at a deal here. We think it looks pretty good. We're thinking of acquiring this outfit. We need your advisement. We're trying to figure out the best way to go on this deal. We'd like to, of course, if we do an acquisition of a company, we want it to be shareholder positive, and we want awareness." And the folks at Wall Street who are professionals at this are going to say, "Let us take a look at this company for you. We'll look at the due diligence numbers. We'll look at all the who these characters are, their past. Give you a verdict, and if we like the deal like you like the deal, or if it passes the smell test like it seems to be passing your smell test, we'll help you fund it." And it could well be that every one of these SPACs are a click away from just having a deal go through that will transform these companies dramatically. And don't be surprised to start seeing what we've been noticing on like DraftKings in the last while, but this past week was a classic example of how DraftKings was once a private company. It took over a SPAC. It's done a deal after deal, licensing deal after licensing deal, and this week, what does DraftKings do? They are making an acquisition of a public company on the U.S. markets, Golden Nugget Online Gaming, $1.5 billion takeover, stock deal, and the insiders of Golden Nugget are not taking any cash. They're taking the stock deal. They want to be a part of DraftKings. They don't want to be bought out. They want to be part of the deal. So they're joining the board. The head guys joining the board. A brilliant move for both companies. For DraftKings, they just acquired 5 million gamblers, 5 million names, addresses to promote to all of their services. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant move. It's a huge vertical move up. For both companies, I think it'll be very successful. For all the SPACs we have, don't be surprised if we find that at any time, one of these will come up and say, "We're buying company XYZ. It's a private company with 200 employees. They're really big in the Northwest U.S., or they're really powerful in California, Arizona, or they're very busy in Texas. Whatever it is they do, wherever it is they're located, they're an international company, perhaps. They may not even be located in the USA. They're going to come out and say, "We just bought this company for $500 million, a private company, but the public market will value the $500 million acquisition as a $5 billion tradable asset inside the corporation." It'll look at it that way. So it'll go from 500 million to 5 billion. It'll just add market cap to the company. Then they come up with a second deal, a third deal, a fourth deal, all funded through pipe financing, through perhaps notes, senior notes, convertible senior notes, senior preferred shares, might be a combination of a loan, which is a note, and some stock, where they'll do a private placement of stock. They'll find all kinds of ways to bring in these privately run entities into these publicly traded vehicles. And to me, this is brilliant, because if you can bring in $2 or $3 billion of private assets, cash flowing, producing assets, you're turning that into 10 times as much on the market. It'll trade at 10 times that value. Brilliant move. It'll transform all the SPACs that you are used to into totally different companies. A whole different move. And of course, every deal done adds legitimacy to the new public company, gets exposure for the new public company to a whole bunch of new analysts. especially analysts that cover certain areas of investing. And the next thing you know, your stock is becoming more and more of a household name. All we need for any of these SPACs to succeed is if 1% of the market players out there start trading your stock has gone to $100 a share, because there is not enough stock for the market as a whole. There's no way. Even 1% of the market would overwhelm your stock prices, and you will have $3 to $5 pops a day on your stock again and again and again. And that momentum, of course, breeds more action, which brings more people into the stock, of course, because you're going to get your day traders now getting involved, obviously. That's what begins to happen. So you guys are one click away, one analyst away from making a comment, one deal away, one financing away, one show and tell away. These conferences that these managers go to, the senior executives, these aren't excursions to go out and have a good time. This is to basically talk to people who are specialists at managing billions of dollars to make it work. They have billions of dollars that they represent from pension funds and mutual funds and everything else, ETFs. They're always looking for the next investment. And these folks are approaching and being approached by investment advisors to give them the heads up that here's who we are. We're known as Matterport. This is what we've done. Here's what we're doing. And this is our plan going forward. We feel that we are in this niche of the business. We think we can really branch out this company, and they will begin to make contacts. And these kinds of show and tells have a habit of bringing new blood into brand new companies. And these companies we're talking about, all of these SPACs, are brand new. In the last 6 months, they were not investable. You couldn't invest in any of these companies. Now you can. And there are, I believe, thousands and thousands of hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs, pension, you name it, institutional investors, thousands of them globally, that they're now exposing themselves to for the very first time. This is first impression. And you folks, when I brought these to your attention back in January, February, March, a lot of you went, well, that's an interesting sounding deal. I'm going to pick some of this stuff up. There's some real potential here with this Matterport. That's a pretty cool business. 23andMe, ATIP, SOFI. I mean, all these guys. There's a whole lot of potential here, and there is some really interesting potential here for these companies that could really make a serious move into the markets. And now, as public companies, they're down the road a few more months. Obviously, they're funded, and now all of a sudden they can come to a hedge fund manager or hedge fund analyst and say, well, we raised $600 million between our PIPE financing and taking over the SPAC, and here's the business we've been doing for 6-7 years already. We have our eye on expanding our business into different countries, different regions of the world. We possibly could be looking at raising between $2 and $5 billion over the next couple of years to expand out. The hedge fund analyst will go, I'll talk to my people about this because we're managing $20 billion. We might be interested for like $500 million on this deal. If you're looking for just straight out bond funding, you're paying interest, or you are offering maybe a convertible instrument where we can acquire some bonds that are convertible into stock at a certain kind of caveat. We're open to that. We're very flexible here. We'll help you. We'll figure out a deal that works for you, because what we would want to do is we would love to invest in a deal that gets us stock in the company. And if the deal works out the way it could work out, the stock will go up dramatically because of the deal itself. We have every interest in wanting to be part of the deal. We want your stock. We want to be involved. So it could well be that they talk to hedge fund managers and analysts and what have you, and they just notice that over the next month or two, a bunch of buying is being done on their stock, but these outfits never call them back to raise any money. They're just buying into the company. And then a month or two later, they get a call and say, hey, you remember I've talked to you over at that conference Genuity, Canaccord Genuity conference. Oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah. Well, we're talking to our guys, and we think we might have an interest here, or we found a company that you might want to take a look at. Next thing you know, meetings are held, whether they're Zoom meetings or what have you. Next thing you know, you've got a hedge fund saying, "Yeah, we already own a couple million of your shares. We really like what you're doing, but here's something we think can take you to another level." Hey, we got a partner here, deep pocketed partners. Who knows how far this can go? There's no end to it. So if you open the doors and you let the world know who it is you are, what it is you do, you have an opportunity, perhaps, to bring in new partners and much more deep pocketed followers uh, into your company. So, folks, sit tight. Just sit tight. These folks are working nonstop to advance their agendas, and they have every reason to want to do this because they are the heaviest holders of the paper that's out there. The insiders of these SPACs are the owners of the stock. Typically, when a private company takes over a SPAC, they'll acquire over 80% of all the stock that's out there. So, of all the shares issued, only 20% is not held by the Matterport founders, for example, and employees. 20% of the stock is held by you guys because you're buying the stock that was issued originally by the SPAC. And the pipe financiers have perhaps 8% of the 20%. So there's 8% held by the pipes, which are all those institutional investors. Then there's the SPAC investors, of which you're part of it now. And then there's the 80%, which are the insiders of this company. Now, these folks, they're in at 10, just like most of you are. They're in at $10 and they're locked up. They can't sell their stock. And now they're looking to grow this company so the shares go to 30, 40, 50, 100, $200 a share, because that's where their payoff is. You got to understand too that there are a lot of mid-level people out there who own 5, 10, and 15, and 20,000 shares. They're not millions of shareholders each, but there are employees out there that have, say, 10,000 shares of this company that they've bought over the last 5 years through their employee deduction and all that. They can't have it go to $20 and call it a successful deal. Sure, $20 a share and 10,000 shares is 200 grand. Yeah, sure. But if they've been working for this company for 5 years at a lower salary, but they've been getting stock in lieu of, and now they've built up a stock position, $20 a share isn't going to give them the payoff that they should be getting. They should be getting a much bigger payoff than that. So $50 a share to $100 a share might be the minimum number that a lot of the employees and senior executives are looking at to make it worth their while to have done this deal. Because remember, they vended in at 10. They didn't vend in at 10 cents. They vended in at $10 into the SPAC. So they need a return. A 5-time return for them is 50 a share. 10-time return, 100 a share. You guys are in the same boat that they're in. You're on the ground floor with management of this publicly traded company. That's why I'm so comfortable with these guys. I don't like where ATIP is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a happy camper, but I'm also relaxed about it going, yeah, okay, it's at 406 last night, and it's now in the pre-market at 420. I understand it's at 42 cents on the dollar. So are the insiders. And that's why the CEO is gone. He's gone immediately. We're going to bring in a new CEO. We're going to bring in a hitter. They're going to rectify this awful fast. And I'm going, oh, great. Okay. You guys get the opportunity to average down. They don't. They're in at 10 and they're locked in. You guys could pick off stock here at $3.50, $4, $4.20 a share, whatever it is. And if it runs back to $8.50, $9 a share in the next 6 months, hey, by the time it gets to that level, you should all be up money if you've averaged down on this thing. And away we go. But the end game for them isn't over. If it only goes to $8.50, these folks are in at 10. They don't win. They still haven't won. They have to get this thing to 20, 30, $40 a share as well. They got work to do, and they will get it done. They have hundreds of millions of reasons why their stock is going to go higher. Hundreds of millions of reasons. Like last I heard was 800 million reasons why ATIP stock has to go higher than 420 a share. A lot higher than that. So, okay, let's see how it goes. Welcome one, welcome all to the show, to this channel today. I'm glad you could join me. SPACs and everything else. We're up 57 points on the Dow now. We're up 6.8 on the S&P 500. The NASDAQ is up 45 points. It's the first time in a while that all three indexes are up at the same time. Usually one or two of them, diverge, but all three are positive at the moment. Oil down 88 cents a barrel to 67.41. The Biden administration is calling on producers to produce more oil, to not cut back production. I find this laughable because in the United States alone, just in the USA, there is more oil available than you can possibly imagine. But what makes me chortle to the nth degree is that right up here, just above the 49th parallel, where I am, hello America, I'm in Creston, just across the border from you. Right up here, we have the world's largest supply of oil anywhere. Right up here in a Western democracy, where we follow strict environmental rules, and all we've been trying to figure out is a way to have some pipelines, which is the safest way to transport oil and gas, by the way. Just get some pipelines built across the border into the US, into existing pipelines that are already there, to get the crude to the refineries, to get the oil and gas into gasoline into your tank. The Biden administration, the first thing they did, the first executive order that the new president signed, was he killed the Keystone pipeline deal. That was his first move. Today, they're asking for more production for oil and gas from the Mideast countries, the morons in the Middle East that have one agenda: die America, kill Americans. Go figure. The hypocrisy is ridiculous, and it just makes us chortle to no end, because in Canada we know that you can go electric all you want, as fast as you want, and it's a great thing. It's fantastic. But at the end of the day, oil, whether you need it for gasoline or you need it for lubricant or you need it for any additive for a million different products, you gotta have it. And it really is handy if you can find the item, this particular commodity, from a friendly nation that has your goals and objectives and many of the same hopes, dreams, and aspirations. It just makes it a lot simpler from a national security point of view to find sources of oil that just are in friendly hands. But for whatever reason, and you know what the reason is? Votes. It's all about votes, PR perception, and votes. If you have an administration that's afraid of the tree huggers, you have an administration that is going to shut down or retard potential growth in many, many industries. And oil and gas is definitely one of them. Canada is drowning in oil. We are drowning in We have oil and gas everywhere. We do the directional drilling. We do everything America does. We can produce 5 times the amount of oil we're producing now. No problem. If only we could get it to the market. Canada has 35 million odd people, or whatever the number is. And we got a lot of pickup trucks up here. Oh yeah, we got F-150s all over the place, and Dodge Rams and GMC trucks, and we got RVs, and we burn oil and gas up here just like America does. There's no question about it. We got Teslas too, but we have those big old trucks. We use all the oil and gas we want. There is no shortage of oil and gas in this country. Never is there a service station out of gas in this country. But we can't get the excess out of here fast enough. There are pipelines between Canada and the U.S. Of course there are. We have a pipeline going all the way to Vancouver, and we're exporting oil onto tankers going overseas to the east. Sure. Oh, yeah. But we're trying to enhance these lines to build brand new, very sophisticated, extremely safe pipelines to replace the old 50 and 60 and 70-year-old pipelines that we built in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. But the environmentalists are just having none of it. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We can't do that. No. We want those old oil pipelines to just be shut down forever, and then we're just not going to do that anymore. And that's the future of this world because of climate change and everything else. Well, good luck with all that. You got to pay your bills in the meantime, and you got to power up your country in the meantime, and power up the world. I agree. I'd love to see the world go completely electric. Much more green. Sure, that'd be great. But you're still going to need oil. You're going to need oil for all kinds of consumer goods. Most people do not know what oil actually is used for, other than they think it's just for their gas tank. That's all they can imagine. That's all they've ever been taught. That's all they've ever wanted to know. That's not the case. But in any event, I find it laughable. The White House now calling on OPEC to produce output, increase your output. Why would you want to help these guys? Why do you want to help these radicals in the Mideast to be more wealthy? Why would you do that? Why would you do that at the expense of American jobs, North American jobs? You know how many Americans live in Canada who work here in the oil industry? Do you know how many hundreds of thousands of Americans and their families are up here? You have no idea. You have no clue. The number of Americans that live in Calgary and Edmonton is stunning. You'd be shocked at the numbers. They own homes. They send their kids to schools. They pay taxes up here. We love them. We love the Americans. They're great. Number of Canadians who work in the oil patch in the U.S., stunning number. It's huge, massive number. Two countries can't make a deal. Best friends in the world. Can't make it. So now you got the White House asking the OPEC guys to produce more oil. I mean, how ridiculous is this? How stupid, absolutely asinine is that? It is, but stupid is as stupid does, kids, and there has the world in a nutshell. What can I say? It used to be so much easier. I remember when we were kids, you were like teenagers, and you're living at home, and you'd open the fridge, and there was always food there. And then once a week, you came into your bedroom once a week, and the laundry was done. Your socks were all folded, and underwear was washed, and jeans were done. And Friday night came along, and it was time to go to a movie, and you got $20. Somebody gave you $20. You remember who that was? You remember who did that? It was so easy back then. It's not that easy anymore. Now that we're all grown up, it's not that easy. And yet, when we were kids, when we were in our teenage years, high school years, we said we'd change the world. We promised we would change the world, make it a better place. We're not going to run it like our parents did. Those old fogies, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And we're going to change it, make it better. And now here we are. I've been in this generation now for 30 years we're in control now, and it's all screwed up, and it's all stupid, and it's all idiotic. And you've got the morons, and you got the geniuses, and you've got the visionaries, and then you got the conspiracy theorists, and you're just going, when does this ever end? When do these stupid people go away? When do we make this really better? And it just doesn't happen. They keep making the same mistakes again and again and again. What a great world in which we live. It's so predictable. It is so predictable, time and time again. Anyway, what can I say? Just your Uncle Bruce hanging out. We're up 93 now on the Dow. So that inflation number is not a problem. S&P up 9, NASDAQ up 45, oil down $1 a barrel. And there you go. It's funny to me, as green as countries want to get, as laudable as that is, as honorable as that is, windmill production, solar production, great. I love it. When it comes right down to it, though, every 2 years in the United States, there's an election. Every 2 years, there's an election in the U.S. And what is one of the big topics of discussion for the electorate? The price of a gallon of gas. That's what it's all about. It's the price of a gallon of gas. This is one of the biggest election topics every 2 years. And the world looks at the United States and goes, "What are you guys paying for gas down there? What's a gallon of gas in Texas? What's a gallon of gas in Oklahoma? What's a gallon of gas in Georgia?" Only California and Hawaii and Alaska pay real world prices, kind of. The rest of this country pays a lot less, although I should say New York and Pennsylvania pays pretty high prices, I get. But really, there are places in America where gasoline is absurdly priced. It is grotesquely cheap. It's incredible. And there's no incentive. Why would there be any incentive to not drive a big, fat V8 engine powered truck in the middle of town, and have all the bells and whistles in it, and get 12, 15 miles a gallon. Why would you want to get better than that? When gas is giving to you, it's given to you for nothing. Why would you improve? Yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing. Anyway, here in Canada, like I said, we're drowning in this stuff, and yet I am paying $4.50 a gallon, the equivalent American money for an American-sized gallon of gas. It's costing me $4.50, and we are sitting on this stuff like you cannot believe, because our government has decided that we're going to tax the bejesus out of this stuff, and we're going to do what we call excise taxes, highway taxes, capturing greenhouse emission taxes. This is all this environmental bunk. It's all just money into the pot. But at the end of the day, you ask yourself, what do we get for this? What are we getting for this? And much more efficient vehicles in this country on average. So we get much higher mileage on a per vehicle basis in this country. Okay. We get cleaner air, I guess, because we use less of it. Okay. But we also get all the services that are paid for by government. It's automatic. It's all built in. There is no big fight in Ottawa every year or 2 or 3 or 4 to pass some kind of an infrastructure bill. We don't have those. It's all built in. It's all funded, perpetually funded, stable funding. No drama. None of this. Oh, you're thinking that. You're thinking that. How dare you? We don't go there. We get rid of potholes. We fix bridges. We have good rail lines. We fix our ports. We are constantly rebuilding our airports. That's what we have to do, because we're competing against the greatest country in the world, which is right down south, and we can't not be better than them. We have to be upwards of their standard or beyond. And I got to say, in the last 30 years, it's been easy to keep up with America. So easy, because America is tearing itself apart. We're up here, we're kind of like, well, the infrastructure stuff is just built into the price of gas and our income taxes, and it's just there. It's always there. But I got to say, every summer we complain here in Canada. Have you seen all the roadblocks over there? They're constructing a new lane, a passing lane, 20 miles out of town. I have to wait 5 minutes to get around that. Oh, how inconvenient. But did you see all those dump trucks and all those paving machines and all those guys working? Did you hear that Auntie Sadie's nephew's got a job at $20 an hour working for 8 weeks during the summer fixing the highway over there? We get that too. We hear it all. Yeah, we complain just like anybody else. Believe me, we complain. But at the end of the day, we do admit, grudgingly, we admit, yeah, we do pay a lot for gas, but we don't have these complete shutdowns where, funding is denied for 6 months to the highway department, right? We never have that. It's always getting looked after. So, yeah, okay. There's that trade-off. But boy, I don't know. Whatever it is, it is. Folks, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. It's great to have you here, having you join us. Love that you're here. All of you who are members, I love you. Those of you who are commenting today who are non-members, thank you for being here today with us. Appreciate you're always following this channel. I know there's a ton of you that follow us. And those of you who are subscribers to this channel, of course, I love you guys. Those who have not subscribed, please consider subscribing to this old man, and join my channel as a subscriber. Would love that. Thank you for the thumbs ups. We get those from all over the world. I really appreciate it. 238 thumbs ups now are in already. Thank you from all of you in Europe, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong. Wonderful people of Hong Kong, all of you in Asia, South America, the Caribbean, all of Canada, of course. Love you guys. Thank you so much for helping me out. If you can throw a thumbs up our way, that would go a long way to promote this channel. YouTube will promote us. They really will. They will promote us. You have to tell them to do it. And the way you tell them to promote us is please hit the thumbs up button. It makes the analytics computers at head office at YouTube in a nanosecond go, hey, look at this. Here's a channel with X amount of people watching, and look at the thumbs ups this guy's getting. Look at all the interaction that this guy is getting. They're commenting on his channel. They're throwing him thumbs ups. We got to promote this channel. This is the kind of channel we can promote to the world. And you guys are helping me. I'm just shifting the chat now to members only, because this is a members only chat area during the markets. I want to thank all of you for being here so far in the pre-market, and I hope you're going to have a good day. I hope you make a ton of money today. Let's hope we have a big, fat, juicy day today. That would be just terrific. We had some shares go up yesterday. Let's hope a bunch more go up today, and you guys get rich. How about that? You just get rich. How about you have those problems? If I can in any way help you get all kinds of tax problems and capital gain issues and income reporting problems, if I can help you in any way get to that level, I'm happy. I'm very, very pleased that you guys are going to run into massive, massive tax bill problems because of all the money you're making following the stocks that I'm following. That would be absolutely delicious, just absolutely delicious. And I congratulate you. Don't worry, if you do run into all kinds of massive tax problems because of all the money you're making following the stocks we're following, you can easily hire professional help to help you minimize your tax bills. These professionals are available. They're a dime a dozen. There's a zillion of them out there. And don't worry, there's ways to find ways to reduce your income tax liabilities. It's all good. Don't worry. I mean, don't be afraid to win the lottery is like what I like to say, because you can afford to have someone manage it with you and for you. So it's all good. It's all going to be all right. Not to worry, kids. We're all fine here. And nothing to see here. Don't worry about the blood on the roadway. That's just a little special effects. It's all good times. Thank you all for joining me so far. We're 2 minutes away from the opening. Let's see what we can do. Do we have a good day going today, or what? What's going to happen with our market? How rich are we getting today? I get rich when you get rich because you guys are so generous to me and you make a ton of money. So I'm motivated that you guys make a ton of money. Let's hope it's happening. And let's see what the dealio is. We got ATIP up at 409, up 3 cents right now on 1,700 shares. We don't have enough volume to really make a statement here as to what really is going on. GameStop in the pre-market right now, 159.03, showing down 3 cents on 10,000 share volume. Very quiet. SOFI right now is showing 17.12, up 13 cents on a volume of 271,000. And we'll see what this is all about. We're here. We're here to rock and roll. I want to rock. Do you want to rock? No, I'm asking her. No, listen. Do you want to rock? No. Oh, you're not hearing me. Look, I'm asking you a simple question. Do you want to rock? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Do you want to just want to be a kid? You just want to be a punk? Or do you want to rock? Do you want to rock? I want to rock. Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun here. Let's get this market going, kids. We're opening up right now. We're on the way, baby. We're happening. It's a cool baby thing. Let's get going. Oh, yeah, man. Let's make some money. Show me the money. 1662 on Matterport. That's not enough. I need more. What else is going on? Robinhood is up 56 cents. SoFi 1717 up 18 cents to start the morning. GameStop 158.51 down 54 cents. ATIP 411 up 6 cents. We got AMC 31.59 down 16 cents. Now 31.66 down 9 cents. Matterport up 3 cents. 23andMe up 12 cents. Fifth Wall up 3. Vector Acquisition up 18. Navsite up a penny. Sextra is unchanged. I should just quit right now. Everything's up. I should just go home. SMH, Vanek Vectors up 96 cents. Home Depot up 352. IBM, the heartbreaker, up 49 cents to 141.87. The Dow's up 122, up 125. S&P's up 11. Nasdaq is up 44. All higher. This is good. Microsoft up $1.35. Apple up $1.02. Tesla up $3. Bed Bath & Beyond down 29 cents. BlackBerry up 6. Royal Caribbean down up $1.29 to 79.16. Those puts, I keep talking about those puts on Royal Caribbean. That's the one. Those shares are going down. Norwegian down 57. Carnival down 44. Amazon up 8.60. Facebook up 12 cents. Google up 7.20. JP Morgan up 81 cents. Costco's up today. Walmart is up. Cisco's up 23 cents. Nvidia's up 50. Goldman Sachs up another $1 to 409. It's going to 700. The Walt Disney Company up 28 cents. American Airlines down 35 cents. We heard this morning Southwest Airlines made a comment saying, it doesn't look like we're going to be making money in the third quarter this year. I don't think we're going to be making any money in the third quarter. It's a little... Yeah, well, people are canceling flights. They're not traveling as much as Southwest thought they would be. No, with the variants and the nonsense in Florida and the idiocy out of Texas, are you kidding me? Why would you travel to these states from the outside? It's terrifying for the outside. Not going to happen. Oh, DeSantis, isn't he a piece of work? What else? Intel up 9 cents. Micron down $1.17. What can I say? Those are the markets. We're up 130 on the Dow. We got markets opening up and running along here. Robinhood right now unchanged. SoFi 17.27 up 28 cents. Let's go SoFi. GameStop down $1.43. ATI unchanged. AMC down 50 cents. Matterport down 15. And 23andMe down 5. Fifth Wall down 5. Vector up 13. Navsite down 7. Cyxtera now 978 up 4 cents. To start the morning on 4,900 shares. That is where we're at early in the morning with IBM up 36 cents, breaking all our hearts. There you go. Not a terrible opening. It's not the greatest of all time, but it's not terrible. Let's see how this kind of works out for us. I still can't believe that Robinhood is at $54 a share. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. That is stupid as stupid does. SoFi 17.16 up 17 cents. That one is so underpriced. Unbelievable. Robinhood should go down $20. SoFi should go up $20, and we're back to a more regular world. But what can I tell you? 850,000 traded on SoFi today. So far to start the morning, 17.16 a share. GameStop volume to start the morning, 58,000 shares. Nothing happening. Very quiet here. 157.13 down $1.92. SoFi just jumped to 17.21, just popped up a bit again. Come on, SoFi. The high of the day on SoFi, 17.27. Now it's 17.23 and climbing again. The markets are at record highs. The Dow, record high right now. S&P, record high right now. NASDAQ closing in on it as well. They're going higher. They will go higher. What else? ATIP now up 4 cents again to 409, 410 or so. AMC still at 30.91, down 84 cents. Matterport down 63 cents to 15.92. Unfortunately, it's down a bit. Matterport's volume on 88,000 shares. That's all we got. I don't have any reasoning for the move. It's just what it is. ME 845 down 16 cents on 126,000 shares. Very weird action there. Fifth Wall down to nickel. Vector up 12 cents. That's what we're walking at right now. Navsite down 14 cents to 965, and Cyxtera 951 down 23 cents now on 12,000 shares. We have light volume, and any kind of 10 or 20, 30,000 share order coming in could affect the markets to start the morning. I guess that's what we're looking at. Scott Brewer, thank you for this donation. I appreciate it. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. What would you do? $15 SoFi. Let's see, 15 SoFi, $35 January calls, and $525 January 22 calls. So you got $25 contracts and $35 contracts. Do you actually own those? Why would you have purchased the contracts so far out of the money? But I like the timing. You're okay on timing. But you know what you need here is the company to just release their financials, tell the world what they're going to do, and let's just sit back and see through this month into September. Can the shares reach this 2025 level again? And if so, these will react. There will be no doubt about it. The thing is that these SPACs, as I've said a million times, and I will repeat myself until I'm blue in the face, when they begin to run, they will really then run much more. These are powder kegs. These are TNT barrels surrounded by belts of TNT, and each one goes off after the other one, after the other one, after the other one. This will be a cascading effect of movement. Once SoFi starts a run to the 2022 neighborhood, it'll go to 25, 26, which will take it to 30, 35. It will just, you can't stop it then. It's like what AMC did a few months ago. It broke out and would not stop until it went to $70 a share. Wasn't worth it, but it went there. These stocks, your SPACs, are so small. When we talk about the big market picture, these are such small companies with smaller numbers of shares available to trade. Any kind of activity coming in here from the outside will explode these markets, just take them to another level. So your contracts, although they look way out, you've got way out. You've got January, and you can easily make money on these. Now, am I guaranteeing it's going to happen? Nope, I can't do that. But I like the odds because so much info is coming out on SoFi, and SoFi is doing so much promotion, and they're hosting the Super Bowl at their stadium. Yeah, I kind of like the future of the whole deal. So there you go. That's what I'd be doing. Just hang tough. And if you have any extra cash right now, you either average down, or what I would be looking at, start picking off 1750s. If you can buy in the money 15s, even better. Go long, get in there, and hang on. Let's see what we can do. 1593 on Matterport, unfortunately, down 62 cents. I don't know why. ME down 21 to 840. We got AMC down 76 cents. ATIP unchanged. GameStop down 251. SoFi now 1692, down 7 cents. That is our morning opening. What can I say? Let's keep on going. There you go. Moose's $25 SoFis weren't that far out. More like a month and a half ago. Yeah, we were at $24.90 for a brief period of time. The shares had gone from 14 to 24, and then back to 14. Now we're back up to 17. Yeah, I hear you. And wouldn't take much to push it back to 25, 30 a share. Wouldn't take much at all. That's why I'm just sitting here going, anytime, guys. This could happen at any time. What am I going to say? All right, let's see. I signed up for SoFi to help their number of accounts grow. I'm just doing my part. There you go. Let's see. We need that SoFi bank charter and then some. Yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Let's see. I think ATIP is at its low. ATIP right now, 407, up 1 penny a share right now. There you have it. Early morning start to the day, up 171 on the Dow. Looks like the high of the day. We got S&P up 10 points, 10.5. We have NASDAQ up 18 now. We have oil down 66 cents a barrel. We're at $17 now on SoFi. Volume on SoFi in the first 9 minutes, 1.5 million shares. We have GameStop only down $1.80. It was as low as 156.15. It's now 157.25. 93,000 volume on GameStop. There's no news today that I have seen. ATIP now up 4 cents. AMC is down 75. Matterport now at 16.10. Low of the day 15.91. Just jumped 20 odd cents here real quick. 23andMe is 8.38. Low of the day 8.33. Still under pressure. Fifth Wall at 12.50. Low of the day 12.50 on 2,300 volume. Nothing going on here. Vector up 4 cents. NavSite down 14 at 965 on 14,000 shares. Very quiet. Cyxtera up 951, which is the low of the day right now on 126,000 shares. Shown tells today and tomorrow for Cyxtera. The IBM up 22 cents to 141.60. The Dow up now 147, 153 now. Microsoft holding a gain of $1.68. Apple holding a gain of 87 cents. Tesla up 7 cents. Very flat. Royal Caribbean still down at 163 at the moment. That's where we are on most of these stocks. In this market right now, that's where we're at, everybody. Deals to start the day. We had an initial up pop and then a downdraft here. Now we'll see where we're at going forward from here. That is what we've got. Early earlier today, I thought I had seen something. Let me just double check over here. Let me go over to there and let me double check my thingy over here. See that. See if I can get that to pop through here. Is that coming through? Here we go. There we are. Trying to get this to react. Seems that my computer is just kind of, not in the mood to really react right now. Come on, computer. Let's do something here. Here we go. There we go. And there we go. And let's see if this works. I thought I had another super chat that I missed today. That's what I'm looking for right now. Computer Whiz, how you doing, Computer Whiz? Thank you for this donation, but for whatever reason, I can't get my super chat to open up the window for whatever reason. It's not reacting at the moment. The computer's, it's either my computer or it's YouTube's situation. Thank you, by the way, for the 343 thumbs ups, all of you out there who are throwing thumbs ups our way. Appreciate this already. 343. We're coming on here to 400 very quickly. That is fabulous. Matterport 1612 now after a low of 1591. And we've got the Dow up 175 now, up again towards the high of the day. Looking very good. 1612 on Matterport. Okay. And let's see. Folks are, I'm not sure what's going on, but thank you everybody for being here. And Uncle, how do you determine if the stock's getting shorted or is it just normal stock movement? Yeah, after over the years, you learn, you sense, you can tell patterns that just don't make sense. Very intelligent stock traders, of which there are many, and very smart hedge fund traders, mutual fund desk traders, the folks that handle ETF transactions, pension fund transactions. These folks are incredibly brilliant in their fields. If I am a desk trader or I'm in charge of trading securities for a pension fund or a mutual fund, and my manager calls me in and says, "Hey, Bruce, listen, we have a position here of 500,000 shares of this company's stock. We want to get out of it. We want to sell out during the day today, maybe all this week, but sometimes you'll get called in and they'll say, we want to be out of here within the hour. We want this stuff sold." These traders are so good at their jobs. They will sell that stock into the market and the market won't even know that they're getting out. They're that good. They won't move the market. It won't change in price. They'll get the deal done. They have contacts all over the street for buyers of stock and sellers of stock. They're always getting calls from everywhere in the street for deals all the time. Are you a buyer of this? Might you be a seller of that? And if they need to liquidate stock, they find ways to do it. The stocks where, like GameStop or SOFI or any of the stocks we're following, if you see a stock do a knife edge cliffhanger drop like this, that is not a sophisticated seller liquidating a position for maximum liquidation. What that is a very sophisticated, very dedicated a seller that is literally purposely attacking a stock. They are purposely breaking the market on a stock. They're testing the resolve of buyers. They want to see what kind of depth this thing has. Are there any buy orders just behind the bids of notable size? That's what they're doing. They're coming in with 50, 100,000 share market sell orders, and they're telling their computer, I want to sell 50,000 shares, hit every bid down to X amount price per share. And then you hit the button and the computer just, boom, enters the trade and just hits every bid. And it's computer against computer. That's what it is. I mean, there's all kinds of computers trying to buy stock, all kinds of computers trying to sell stock. And all of a sudden, an outside seller comes in with a couple 100,000 shares and just hits every bid there is. All these computers around the world light up just instantly in nanoseconds going, oh, there's an attack on SOFI. And a whole bunch of SOFI supporters might come in. A whole bunch of SOFI followers might be sending alerts. All kinds of computers are sending alerts to fund managers everywhere, hedge fund traders, you name it, option traders everywhere on SoFi. They're all getting alerts. Stock getting hit. Stock getting hit. Stock sold at 1714, 1712, 1710, 1709, 1708. So many shares at each level. Bang, 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 bang. Seller is so-and-so, or there's five sellers at the same time hitting the stock at every angle without letting the stock even recover for a nanosecond. Us in the business, those of us who've been around a while, we look at that and go, that is program selling. That is out and out, pure, unadulterated attack selling on a stock for only one purpose. There's only one reason someone would want to sell stock at that speed, that violently, at that moment in time. Someone's trying to crack the market because they're short. They're either short the stock or they are long puts, or they've written calls, a ton of calls. And it could have been that morning, that 15 minutes earlier, it could have been a week ago, who knows? There could be a million reasons why the stock is being hit, but the most likely reason is the sellers want to drop the market down to a certain point so that other instruments rise in value, and they're taking advantage of the sales. So there's one guy in the office over there who's selling the stock like a drunken sailor. There's another person over there who's selling off all kinds of puts at a lovely profit. And there's another person over there that is buying back a whole bunch of calls that they wrote an hour ago for a lovely profit over there. And they do the math and they go, yeah, we sold 100,000 shares to drop the market 20 cents. And we lost money on those shares. We had bought them at 17 something, but we lost like 20 grand blowing them all off like we did. But we made 250 grand between the puts over here and the calls over there. We made a profit of 250, and we just scored big time. Now that's happening on that front. While that's going on, there are three more traders kicking in. There are three more traders. There are put buyers or put writers, getting ready to write puts when they see the stock hit a certain level. There are contract call option buyers looking to buy call contracts on SoFi as soon as the stock levels out to a certain point. The options come down to a certain price, they jump in. And then there are the stock buyers, the guy who sold all this stuff, he's dropping the price. And then over here are stock buyers of the same stuff, SoFi, looking to pick up stock as it drops off. And as selling comes in to join the selling, they're picking it off and loading up again to get ready for another run the other direction. And now they're buying up the stock for the next hour or two, popping it up to 1710, 1715, 1718, 1724. They get to a certain point, and then they load up all their positions, and they do it again. They reverse again. And as long as they can get away with it, the SEC isn't going to do anything about it because they don't do anything. The regulators on the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ, they're not doing anything. Everyone loves the volume. Everyone loves the action. And you guys in the middle are going, what's going on? Well, why is this happening? Why is this being manipulated? Because there's money in them there hills. There's a lot of money in them there hills. The volatile stocks have volatility trading built in, and this is part of it. This is all being done in the same firm, on the same floor, and it's all coordinated because there are the masters, the managers at the top sending out the emails to the stock seller, the option buyer, the option writer. They're all getting their memos, what they're supposed to do. And then their new memos are going out within minutes of those trades getting done. New memos are going out to other teams in the office. You get ready now, because as soon as this is done, this program is done, we're kicking in this program. All done by computer, all done by very, very sophisticated people. And that's how this game is played. And I'm trying to tell you in plain English what the hell is going on. It's crazy. Don, thank you so much. Hong Kong loves you back, Bruce. I love you guys in Hong Kong. Love you. You stay strong over there. Sure hope you can get out of there soon. Thank you everybody for popping in. Love you guys. Nice to have you here. What else is going on? Well, let's see. Cloak says I'm running late today. Welcome back. You're here, and we're going. Let's see what we can do today. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I've been averaging down with 23andMe. I'm at 1,010 shares with an average cost of $9.65. Should I start writing calls, or do I wait a bit? You want to wait a bit right now. Want to wait a little bit right now for 23andMe. They have announcements to make, deals to commence, stock to move up. That get that market into the 25 neighborhood, and you will be writing calls and making all kinds of money. Oh, it's going to be juicy, so juicy. Waiting for developments there. ATIP 415 up 9 cents. Go ATIP towards the high of the day at the moment. IBM up 47 cents. The heartbreaker that it is. It's up 47 cents today. All righty. What else is going on? Matterport 1616 down 39, was as low as 1591. We've come back 25 cents from the low of the day. Go Matterport, go. Just go higher. Don't do this fluctuation. Just go straight up. Just don't even bother with this stuff. Just go up. It's fine. It's all good. No one will complain. Wow. SOFI 1701 up 3 cents right now at the moment. Thank you all for being here, hanging out with your buddy Uncle Bruce as we try to follow these markets and cover them and figure out what's going on in plain English as best we can. Easier said than done sometimes. Free Hong Kong. That's right. I agree. Let's see. What else is going on? Time for Yoko. Oh, no. The only thing green in my SOFI are the puts I sold at $14.50 and $15 strikes. I just hope these don't go in right after tomorrow. Well, see what happens. Let's go. Thank you all for popping through here. Love it. The Dow up 189. That's the high today, practically. Well, it was a bit higher, but that's looking good. S&P up 11 and NASDAQ up 13. Oil still down 69 cents a barrel. Well, there you have it. Hackers returned some of the $600 million taken in crypto platform cyber heist. Oh, how lovely of the hackers. Now let's put them in jail. How about that? Sure. Whatever. I don't know. Thank you, everybody, for popping around here. We have 378 thumbs ups, and I thank you very much, everybody. Matterport 1610 down 45 cents on the day. I don't even think we've had any real volume here. Matterport 271,000 shares, very quiet today so far. And let's see, how are we doing on our SYXT? We're down 22 on that one. $9.52 a share, near the low of the day. 134,000 volume today. Very quiet on SYXT. All right, we'll keep an eye on that, of course. Vector up 4 cents. Other than that, it's red. It's Red City. We got a 6 cent gain on ATIP. It's one of the few that are in the green today. Everyone else seems to be in the red at this point. Hey, I finally reached my goal of 1,000 SOFI shares and 10 call contracts. Mama's ready to make some money. Way to go, Mama. Let's make it happen. And I got an Uncle Bruce oil rant to start the day off. Watched on double speed to catch up. The 4'8" member of the Lollipop Guild's Bagel Brigade. It sounds like a stock slinging auctioneer. Hilarious. I'm glad you enjoy it. DQ ATIP 2.5 February 18 calls for $1.90. Now that's a buy. That's a buy. You're talking about a $4.40 acquisition cost of a stock that's at $4.12, and you've got February 18th, $190 a contract, controlling 100 shares. They go to $10 each. You're laughing. You're laughing. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, telling us the intricacies of this market, the backroom dealings. Off for a bike ride, but I'll be listening to you on my headphones. Right on, Nancy W. Thank you for being here today. I have a buddy that swears by ADA swear. The creator is quite confident. I noticed it moves against BTC. Michael, sad news today. Hockey great Tony Esposito passed away yesterday. He was a client of mine, one of the nicest people you would ever meet. 78 years of age, brother of Phil Esposito. And what a record he had in the NHL. If you were the backup goalie in Chicago, I got good news and bad news. The good news is you're in the NHL. The good news is you're getting an NHL salary of some kind. The good news, you get to practice with all the guys. You get to hang out with all the guys. You get great seats to watch games. The bad news is you're not really going to play in a game because Tony plays them all. And Tony doesn't really get injured So, like, you're never going to play. It's kind of like being Glenn Hall's backup or Jacques Plante's backup. You're never going to play. These guys get all the playing time, and you can just watch on the bench and see what's going on. Yep, that was the thing about Tony. Tony O, what a great guy. Team Canada member. He played for Team Canada in '72, the Super Summit Series. One of those guys. We're losing them. We're losing these guys. These incredible athletes that played for our country in '72 against the Soviet team, the Red Army team. Canada had no idea how good these guys were in Russia. They didn't believe it. They didn't believe that they were any good at all. Yeah, they won Olympic gold medals, but they were just playing against amateurs. Wait till they play the pros from Canada in 1972. You just wait until they play the pros with the long hair, the fancy cars, those big contracts. Yeah, you'll see those riskies get taken to town. And then they came into Canada to play the first game in Montreal, beat Team Canada 7-3. Made it look easy for the last two periods, real easy, and then went to Toronto and they tied at, I think it was a 2-2 tie that game. No, it was 2-1 win for Canada that game, I think, and then went to Winnipeg, it was a tie, and they went to Vancouver and Canada lost 5-3 or something like that. And it was grim. It was so grim. Oh, the Canadian boys that had to go to Russia. They had to go to Moscow, play 4 games in a row in Moscow. But they did get about 10 days off to travel and acclimatize. Got some practices in. I'm not sure if they played any exhibition games in Europe first. I'm not sure if they did. But they had to play on the Olympic-sized ice in Russia too. And Canadians had a lead in the third period in Game 5, the first game in Russia. Lost it on questionable refereeing calls. They were going nuts. And then the Canadian boys got it together, and they won the last 3 games. They won the next 6, 7, and 8. And the last game, they were tied with less than a minute to go, and Paul Henderson scored the winning goal with 34 seconds left to win it 6-5, I think it was, giving Canada 4 wins, 3 losses, and a tie to take the series in wins. Changed this country forever. Changed Canada forever. That they don't teach it in school. I don't believe we teach this in school, but that 1 month time frame from the beginning of this tournament to the end, like all the hype leading up to it, the first 4 games in Canada, the break, then the next 4 games, changed Canada as a country forever. It really lifted the country. Yeah, we realized all of a sudden, my God, 1, don't take anything for granted. 2, we can do anything. Pretty cool stuff. But Tony O was part of that group, and rest in peace, my man. Rest in peace. Anyway, there you go. Wait, whatever happened to that bank charter for SOFI? It's still underway. We're waiting for it to clear. We're impatiently waiting for it to clear. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Oh man. What can I say? Yeah. I was amazed about, speaking of Tony Esposito and his brother Phil. I've been amazed at how even up until up until about 1970, 67, 68, 69, 90, even right up until that point in time, NHL hockey players didn't make enough money to live for the full year. They had to work in the summer. Professional player for the like Phil Esposito, professional hockey player for Boston Bruins, and then in the summertime he had to get a job. And same with Tony. And Bobby Hull was helping his dad on the farm to make ends meet. These are the best guys in the league working in the summer to make a go of it. It wasn't until expansion in 67, 68, that's when things changed. Because and then the WHA in 1970, when the World Hockey Association showed up, it turned professional hockey players into full-time hockey players. They didn't ever have to have a day job ever again. They didn't have to. But it took another league and it took expansion to make it happen. Because up until that time, those 6 team owners, the 6 team NHL clubs, they controlled everything, and those players were starving. They were kept down, really kept down. Everything changed, and of course, it changed in baseball, and then it changed in football, and it changed in basketball too. Amazing. It's amazing. Has it gone too far the other way? Maybe it has. Maybe it's gone too far the other way. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Anyway, there it is. Robinhood right now down 237 to 51.57. SoFi 1704 up a nickel. GameStop up down $1.52 to 157.53. ATIP is up 1.5 cents to 407.5. AMC down 46 cents. Matterport is down 26 cents to 16.29. Matterport today was as low as 15.91. It has come back 38 cents from the low, is now down 26 cents. So Matterport is on its way back. 23andMe down 19 cents to 8.42. Fifth Wall is still down 36 cents. Vector up 6 cents. Navsite down 12 to 9.67. And Sextera is down 20 cents to 9.54. Low of the day, 9.51. On 145,000 volume. Absolutely no volume there at all. IBM still breaking our hearts, but it is up 74 cents to 142.12. Go IBM. The Dow is up 183. Let's call it 193 points now. That is pushing the high of the day, kind of. The highest level we had was 35,491. We're at 35,447 or so, 448. So, 40-odd points away from the high. We're right up there. New highs being set again today for the Dow. Microsoft up $1.02, Apple up 49 cents, Tesla down 271. Bed Bath & Beyond has turned around, is now up 8 cents. BlackBerry unchanged. Royal Caribbean is now up 8 cents. It was down $1.50 or so. Norwegian's up 35, Carnival up 27. They've all turned around. They've all gone positive. We've got Amazon down $8, Facebook down $2, Google down $1.60 at this point in time. Goldman Sachs up $3.79 to $4.11. On its way to $700 a share. There you go. Those are my readings on the market right now as we're watching this. Watching the U.S. Senate pass the infrastructure bill yesterday. Then last night they had a procedural vote on their $3.5 billion spending package, which passed 50 to 49. And this morning the Democrat Manchin from Virginia, West Virginia somewhere, talking about having grave concerns about the $3.5 trillion spending package. This guy just doesn't get it. If this guy had any brains, and I'm sure he's a smart guy, but I don't know if he's figured this out, but this guy, we're on board with this $3.5 trillion spending program. That would be pretty good for his state, and his state is lagging in many respects. But trying to get these guys to invest in themselves, next to impossible sometimes. And it's just the way it is. But in any event, that's American politics. I'll leave that to the Americans. Good luck to you guys on getting it done. I congratulate America on its infrastructure program. I'm happy to see that. Why it requires what it requires, none of us know on the outside. We just do not understand it. But okay, it is what it is. I remember getting a ride with my uncle back in 2015. My mom and I had landed in Frankfurt, and we were getting a ride with my uncle back to his place in Kassel in Germany. We had to travel along the Autobahn, one of the main highways. And we came to a construction site. Signs were coming up, mile ahead, you got to slow down. And we ended up slowing down to about 30 miles an hour because everything went down to one lane. We were sort of driving on the shoulder of the highway because they were reconstructing the highway. And I got to see a cutaway of the highway. What they had done is they brought out these steel cutters to cut down into the highway, and then they would chisel away the broken roadway and go down to the gravel underneath and re-level it all and refill it in, take all the dips out of the highway, just level it out. And I got to see the asphalt, the concrete and the asphalt base that the highway was sitting on. I was blown away because I'd never seen anything like this. The concrete and the asphalt, 16 inches thick. The highway just in the open country. I couldn't believe how thick this highway was, how reinforced it was. And what I noticed that as I spent time in Germany, I did get a couple of rides with some relatives in their vehicles, and I was just shocked at how lack of cracks in the roadway. There were no, I couldn't find areas like I didn't notice very many areas where they would patch up the highway. You know how they use that liquid tar and they pour that in between cracks on the highway, you know, and in the city roads. They pour that liquid hot tarry stuff, and then they let it cool off, and it turns into a gummy kind of thing. Eventually, if you drive on it too soon, your tires get the gummy stuff on their tread. If you walk on it with your shoes, it's now stuck to the bottom of your foot. I couldn't find that stuff being used in Germany. I was explaining it to my cousin, and he looked at me in horror. He went, "What? How do you guys drive over there? Don't your cars get all beat up?" I said, "Oh yeah. How do you accept that? Why is it that taxpayers accept the fact that they would spend $30,000 on a car, $40,000 on a car, $80,000 on a truck, whatever you're spending on your vehicle, and then subject that vehicle to a wear and tear on the roadways that you are paying for? What? Those are your highways. You own them as taxpayers. That's yours. How is it that your highway is left to rot like that by your elected officials? Get rid of these guys." But in Germany, it's all built into the budget. It's just a constant. There is no special, oh, we have to have a reconciliation vote. We have to do an infrastructure bill. It's just always built into the budget. Yeah. So anyway, one morning my cousin said to me, I want to take you for a little spin. It's just a block away from here. We're going to go into downtown Dortmund. I'm going to show you downtown Dortmund, but I'm going to take you out of the way by about a block or two, because I'm going to take you on a one block distance, like about a 300-meter roadway, the worst road in Germany. I'm going, oh, wow, this should be interesting. He's building me up for the worst road in Germany, only 2 blocks from where I live. Oh, okay. Get into his car, and his wife's in the back seat. He pulls out of the driveway. He's going the wrong way. And she said, "Where are you going?" He said, "Oh, I have to show Bruce the worst road in Germany." She goes, "Oh, yes. We were talking about that last week before you were coming out. Peter wanted to make sure you saw this." I'm going, what? Go down the road, turn around, come around, and we come down this roadway. It's 300 yards long. And I said, what's the big deal? He said, "Well, does this roadway look familiar to you?" And I'm kind of looking at it. Well, yeah, it's got cracks in it. It's got patches, and it's got little square patch where there's been repaving done, but the rest of the road is left to rot. I said, "Yeah." He said, "Does this look familiar?" He said, "Oh, this is exactly what all our roads are like." Oh, sure. We have neighborhoods all over the place where the crews come out, they dig a hole into the street, and they fix some pipe down there, and then they fill it up with dirt, and then they trample it down, and they put a cheap coating of pavement on it, and then they smooth it out, and then they leave it. And then after a few weeks, the potholes start to show up because if it rains or freezes and whatever, this doesn't take. He said, "Well, this roadway is a private roadway. This is not a city street. This is a roadway that is actually supposed to be maintained by the property owner here of all these condos. And there's all these condos in here, and everybody complains about this roadway. And the condo owner is saying, there's nothing wrong with the roadway. It's fine. It's smooth-ish." He says, "It's an outrage. We were absolutely outraged in our city that this actually is allowed to be here. We are. I'm sure there are court cases. They're going to sue this guy to turn this into a German road, make this proper." But yeah, we would be on the Autobahn, and my cousin would be driving his. I think we were in a nice little Mercedes, sort of a station wagon kind of car, SUV kind of car, and he put it on cruise control. And we were cruising in the passing lane at 180 kilometers an hour. And it was just like, just smooth as silk. And I could have had a cup of coffee on the dashboard, and it wouldn't have done anything, because there were no dips. There's no potholes. It's just, we're going 125 miles an hour. No speed limits. It's a whole other world. But they do pay a lot more for gas over there. But anyway, Hi there, Jennifer.
What are you wearing?
I have on a brand new T-shirt that I acquired from the the Stock Markets with Bruce website, the Redbubble store.
I
And
thought you were going to get the one with the avatar on it.
oh, I didn't. I know I didn't get one with an avatar, but yes, Stock Markets with Bruce. I got this one right here. I got a couple other shirts that I might be bringing out the next few days, and very comfortable, very roomy,
Very nice.
and it's good material. It's a nice thick Gildan shirt, so I like it. Very happy with it.
Well, that's what they get here in Canada. I don't
Yeah.
know what they get.
I don't know what you get in America, but up here we get the Gildans.
Australia.
Being in Canada, this shirt was manufactured in Canada. The silk screening right here, all done in Canada, shipped from Toronto or Mississauga, Ontario, to here. So I don't have to worry about it coming from the United States into Canada, where I have to pay a duty or anything like that. That's great. If you're ordering it in the USA, it's made in America. If you're ordering it in the UK, it's made in the UK. If you're ordering it in Australia, it's made in Australia. So you avoid all of these custom duty fees and handling charges that these shipping companies, and time and paperwork. So it's just it just came on the mail. I've got a notification, an email from Canada Post, package waiting for you at your neighborhood local spot over here. Open up the box. There was this package from Redbubble. Yeah.
Sometimes things from America get stuck in that black hole of customs.
Yeah, that's right.
You have a tracking number, and you can track it right to customs, and it
weeks
off the cliff.
Yeah, and then you get these bills. You get a bill from FedEx. They'll say, "We paid on your behalf a $1.15 GST bill, goods and services tax. $1.15 we paid on your behalf. Here's a bill for $15. Yeah, because they want to be paid $15 for paying $1.15.
Well,
they now want the $16.15. I go, I don't think so. No, I'll give you the $1.15, but screw yourselves. That's not going to happen. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stupid. Why don't you knock on my door and collect it from me? Why don't you collect the $1.15?
Yeah, make it a COD.
They're sending me a letter in the post. They have to produce the letter. They have to mail the letter. That's what's costing them the money to get the money. Absolutely ridiculous. No way. Not playing that game. Sorry. Crazy.
Not playing that game.
Not playing that game. Sorry. Not playing. Well, Jennifer, we're here. We're watching the markets. Everything is red today except ATIP. It's up 4 cents.
Well, it started out.
Vector's up
Not
7
bad.
cents. Yeah, it looked okay. I mean, the Dow's up 212 points. You couldn't ask for a better start. Record high for the Dow. We're up 10 points on S&P 500. Record high. NASDAQ is down 14 points. It started green. It was a record high. All of my stocks that I'm following, they're all down. They're all negative. I think IBM was up though. Is it still holding the gain here? Yeah, up 68 cents. The heartbreaker,
There you
IBM,
go.
142.08. But everything else is red on my watch because of who I am and what
And
I
the
do.
Dow's up, but it's
I'm wearing
barely over half.
I'm wearing a green
point.
shirt.
Yeah.
Of course, my stocks are down. So there you go. What can I say? I don't know. The good news, folks, is that bad news, good news. Bad news is we ran out of Costco sesame seed bagels yesterday.
But
Good news. I went to our local grocery store where I usually buy my sesame seed
dum.
bagels. They had them. I bought a dozen sesame seed bagels. I'm good now for 2 weeks for bagels. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about having a bagel this morning.
Yes.
And I'm thinking about having a fried egg.
Ooh, haven't had one of
having a
those for a
fried
while.
egg with some
Okay.
cheese and ketchup. And it's going to be great. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Jennifer, so much. This is going to be super. So, yeah, let's see what's going on. Fantastic. Yeah. Here we go. Jake is saying in Germany, the asphalt is 2 times thicker than American highways, and they replace entire sections instead of filling potholes so cars don't get airborne when they hit one. I was always amazed at approaching bridges. I was always curious about you're on the Autobahn, you're going 120 miles an hour or whatever the speed is. It fluctuates because sometimes you have to slow down, let people go through. Got to pay attention. In any event, I would always be curious that when you came to a bridge, you know how it is in America and in Canada, sometimes you have a highway that kind of rises to the level of the bridge and then drops after you get off the bridge, or other times the bridge is lower, like the highway is a little higher, and then you thunk on the bridge, and then you bump and you pop back up on the highway after the bridge.
They're always narrower.
Nothing like that in Germany. It's just as flat as a pancake. It's incredible. You're going over a bridge and it's seamless. It's It's incredible. It was just a treat, an absolute education to see how, oh, this is how you can build highways. And in Germany, they have winter. I mean, they have hot summers, cold winters, all the variants, the humidity, the rain, the sleet, the snow, the hot, dry days. We get it all. They get it all too. And yet these highways are built like you cannot believe. It is impressive. But you're paying $8 a gallon, $6, $7, $8 a gallon for gas. But I can tell you where the money goes. I can see it. I can feel it. And these cars, in Germany, they don't have suspension problems like we do in America or Canada with, potholes just blew my rim out the door, or I got a flat tire because, just boom, or you get these bumps on the highway, and then there's all this litter right after the bump. There's all the litter all around that area, stuff falling off the back of pickup trucks or open bed trucks where stuff just flies out because of the bumps. Sometimes nails, glass, plastics, paper, whatever. Germany, spotless, absolutely spotless, and it's expected that way because the German attitude is we own this. We, the people, we own this. This is ours. We pay for it. We expect it to be in top-notch condition because we are paying for it to be in top-notch condition. And there you have it. There's the attitude, and no politician would dare tinker with the budget for the highway fund or the road. Are you kidding me? You're taking your life in your hands. Of course, in Europe, the difference between government, generally speaking, in Western Europe, governments are afraid of their voters. In America, voters are afraid of their government. And that's the difference. And as long as that remains the place, guess who has the power? Guess who exerts the power on the weak? That's how it is. In France, you don't dare touch education. You don't even think about increasing the price of university to a university student in France. The riots there will be millions on the street, not a couple of thousand kids, millions of the students and their parents and their grandparents on the streets, all registered voters. You don't dare mess with those guys. You just no. Government is not the power. The people have the power. Kind of funny how that works. Unfortunately, in China, it doesn't work that way. People disappear in the middle of the night, end up in secret jails, because they thought something. You thought wrong, and you're now going to be educated to think correctly. And we'll let you know when you can get out of jail when we feel that you've learned your lesson and you've learned the ways of the state. It'll all be fine. Just go with us on this one. Yeah, right. Anyway, there you go. Germany doesn't have Oklahoma weather or red clay. I think if you built a highway in Oklahoma like they build a highway in Germany, I think you'd like it. I think you'd be very impressed with the expressways that Germany has right in the middle of Oklahoma. I think you'd like it. But that's just me.
Have you ever told them the story about us going back to Palm Desert on the I-10 when we had to all suddenly come to a stop?
Oh, yes. Well, I haven't told the story for a long time, but since the markets are slow, Jennifer and I were were on Highway 10 coming from LA back to Palm Desert, and we were just coming up near Banning, which is a pass. It's a bit of a mountain pass, not like a Colorado mountain pass, nothing like that. It's just a rise in elevation. It's a plateau, and then you come down into the desert. It's a beautiful drive, really pretty, but can be windy and can be entertaining. Anyway, we're driving along Highway 10, and at that point there, it's about 4 lanes. There are 4 lanes each direction, and barreling along here, you generally the speed limit is about 65 or 70, and you're usually doing 75 or 80 to keep up with the flow. And it wasn't a heavy traffic day. It was just we're moving along, and we're coming along when all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I could just sense something up here. I could sense something out of the passenger window beside Jennifer. I don't know what it was. Instinct. I quickly looked, and I looked again. I went, holy moly, it's a plane. It's a single engine aircraft. and it looks like something like a six-seat passenger plane, like a Cessna, and it's low and it's over the highway, and I went, oh, they're going to land on the highway in the same direction we're going, because I knew that 2 miles further up, just off the highway, parallel to the highway, was an airport, private airport. And I thought, he can't make it. He's either run out of fuel, he's got a engine problem, he's coming in. So I started to slow down, and I noticed that the traffic was very light, and I turned on my flashers, and I did what the highway patrol does. I don't know if you've ever been on a California highway patrol situation, but if the highway patrol wants to cut down the stop traffic on the highway, what they do is they veer across the highway like this with their lights on. They do this. And I turned on my four-way flashers. There was no one beside me. There was no one on the next lane over. There was a truck on the third lane, and he noticed the plane. And he started to slow down because we had to make the gap to get the plane to land in front of us. And it was now, like it needed to land in like 15 seconds. And so I started doing this with my car, with my four-way flashers, and slowed down, which made everyone slow up, wondering, what's that jackass doing with his car? But they all began to notice, there's a plane right above his car. There's a plane. And the whole highway just naturally started to slow down. And I didn't have to do this anymore because everyone stopped. And I moved over to the second lane over. The truck was on the first lane. And the third lane, and we all stopped. The whole highway, we stopped, and the plane came down. And as it made contact with the surface of the highway, it landed hard, not like a crash, but it landed firmly, and I could see the wheels splay out with the spring action and so on. And I noticed the tail of the plane bottomed out, but the plane stayed intact. And
that truck driver was so fast.
Yeah, it bounced a little bit, and then the plane came to a stop very quickly. And the truck driver and I, we both stopped about, maybe about 200 feet behind the plane, 150 feet behind the plane. We came to a stop. And I got out of my car, and he got out of his truck, and he was running to the plane. And I was running.
Fire extinguisher?
He had a fire extinguisher.
Yeah,
I was just running to
just
the aircraft. He was running because I was thinking, if the plane catches fire, we got to get people out of this thing. And he had a fire extinguisher from his truck, and we both made a beeline to this plane. And other people joined us. And I noticed as we were approaching the plane, the doors are opening up, and people were getting out of the plane. Saw the pilot getting out, the person in the co-pilot seat, and then there were, I think, three people three people behind them, and a couple of teenager type aged girls, and they were obviously very upset and very emotional. But we came up to him and I said, are you guys okay? Like, is anyone seriously hurt? And he went, no, we're all shook up, but we're all fine. And then I didn't hear the exact excuse of what happened, but obviously he lost power, and he was a mile away from the airport. I could see the runway just over there, and I'm sure they could see it too, but they couldn't get to it. And he landed on the highway. And within about 5 minutes, the cars were now passing us on the far lane, and then the second lane. The plane had managed to get over to the shoulder, more or less. And then, of course, the highway patrol arrived. They were coming, and so we made our way out of there and worked our way home. But thankfully, nobody killed. But boy, that was an entertaining ride home. Seeing a plane land right in front of your car. That was something. We had no time to react. Like, I had to react instantly, which we did, but you don't see that every day. I'll tell you that. You see it on YouTube videos once in a while, but that was crazy. That was really wild. Anyway, there you go. Story of the day. SOFI is up 3 cents at 17.04. Make it 5 cents. 17.04 now. A Robinhood down 2.15 a share. We got GameStop down $1.99. Nothing serious here. ATIP is up 6 cents to 4.12. AMC down $1.21, just not going higher. Matterport at 16.21, down 34 cents on the day. Matterport hit a low, 15.91, and it's now at 60.21. So we're 30 cents off the low with only 400,000 shares traded. 23andMe is 8.37 a share, low of 8.33 on 357,000 volume. Light volume, but we're down. Fifth Wall Acquisition hit a new high yesterday at $12.92, I believe. That was the new all-time high for the stock. Trading right now at $12.51, down 33 cents on a volume of 9,800 shares. That's it. 9,800 shares. Hit a low of 12.33, now 12.51 on the stock. So it's almost 20 cents better off than it was. Nothing great. Vector is up 28 cents to 10.84. High of the day right now. 184,000 volume. And so Vector is moving higher. We're glad to see that. Jennifer, thank you so much. Ketchup as well. Love this. We got the bagel here with the cheese and everything. Ooh, yeah. We've got let's see, where else we had? Vector up 29 cents. We have Navsite down 18 cents to 9.61, which is the low of the day on 38,000 volume. Dead quiet. And Cyxtera is unchanged. It has come all the way back. It was as low as 9.51. It's now 9.74. A 23-cent rebound in about the last 15 minutes to be unchanged on 216,900 volume. We're happy to see that. Maybe we can get an update going here. So we got Cyxtera about to go higher, Vector going higher, ATIP up 9, and SOFI up 9 cents. So we got 4 of the SPACs higher. The rest are lower. The Dow is up 183 points, SP up 10, NASDAQ is down 8, and oil down 59 cents. That is what we have to start the day here this morning. Thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out with us. I wish I could be giving you much happier news, but maybe we had an early morning sell-off and now we have a rally for the rest of the day. That would be fine with me. Let's make this happen, kids. Run these markets, please, and go much, much higher, because I believe my viewers should become ungodly rich and uncontrollable, emotional wrecks. That would be just fine. All right. NTPC says Matterport will announce their earnings on Wednesday, the 11th. That's today at 2:00. That's what she said. It is today. Come on, Matterport. At 2 p.m. That's 11 o'clock our time. So we're at 7:28 here our time. So we've got a ways to wait yet. Okay. No, wait. Yeah, that's right. 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, apparently. 2 p.m. So that's 4 p.m. Central Time is when Matterport will announce. Okay, well, waiting, hoping for some good news, and hope for a nice market running right with that. Oh, look at the cheese and the egg here on this bagel. Look at that. Oh, wonderful. I like my grocery store bagels because they are just covered in sesame seeds. I mean, really covered. I find that these other brands, the kind of brand where you buy the bagel in a bag that's made at a factory wherever, they have like 20 sesame seeds on top of the bagels. Like, there's nothing there. This one here, I must be 200 of these things on top of this thing. It's fantastic. Yeah. The bagel gets crunchy on the top. The seeds start to roast, adding that flavor. Oh, man. Yeah. This is the kind of bagel worth eating, let me tell you. This is the kind of bagel that can make markets go up. That's what I'm thinking. This is the kind of bagel that can make markets go higher. And that's what we need right now. We need a market to start going higher. ATIP up 13 cents to 14.19. That's better. We're happier about that. We're up 23 on Vector. We're up a penny on Cyxtera. That's up. That's going higher. IBM is up 51 cents. It's a little better, but we need the market now to take a shot. And let's go, babe. Yeah. No pressure, bagel. That's right. No pressure. We're up 14 on ATIP. We're at 420 on ATIP. High today was 428. We're right up there. Come on, baby. Let's take a run here. GameStop 157.34 down $1.70 on the stock right now. SoFi up a nickel. Okay, come on. Oh yeah. Delightful. Fabulous. Just delicious. Absolutely delicious. ATIP up 12 cents. SOFI up 9. Come on, markets. Let's go, man. Let's get a run in here. Matterport 16.13, still down 42 cents on the day. Oh, yeah. SOFI up a dime. 17.09. VACQ up 21. 23andMe down a quarter now. Sextera up 3 cents, going higher. Okay, guys. We're here. We're waiting. We're looking. Dow's up 198 points right now. Okay. Let's go, Matterport. Come on, baby. Volume on GameStop is dead quiet, isn't it? Very, very quiet. U.S. crude inventories dropped 400,000 barrels in the past week. That's nothing. That is nothing. Not much of a drawdown happening here. Second half of the bagel. Oh, yes, the second half of the bagel, baby. Come on. SOFI still up 3 cents. ATIP up 9. VACQ up 18. Sixtera up 6 cents to 9.80. IBM up 43, breaking hearts. Oh my. Robinhood still down 237. GameStop down 226. AMC down $1.72 at 30. AMC just broke 29.95. Just broke $30. 29.95 on AMC. It was holding 30 all morning. Broke it now. Matterport 16.20. Looking a little better. Go Matterport. Go Matterport. Go. Okay. Serenity now. Hey, Zach. How you doing, buddy? Go Sextera. Anybody knows the green shirt today? EMC under 30. Testing gravity. Gravity's winning right now at 30, right on the nose, 30.05. Just kind of twisting around the $30 mark at the moment for AMC. Down $1.70. Matterport moving up again now, 16.33 is only down 22 cents. It's coming on. It's gained 42 cents from the low here. It's coming on. 23andMe still holding down at 8.36, down a quarter. GameStop down to 156.13, down 2.90 a share. Up 12 cents on ATIP, up 7 on SOFI. Man. Oh my. Thank you for the thumbs ups today. 438 now, guys. Thank you so much for that. That helps. That really helps the channel today. Matterport 16.27. Frustratingly, just kind of hanging around. Not yet taking off. ME order at 8.31. So close. You're trying to get it to come to you. It's 8.34. It's a good job, Kev. Putting in that 8.31 bid. Good job. $9.80 on Cyxtera. Looking good. SoFi up a dime to 17.10. ATIP 4.19 up 13. Hey Bruce, the phrase escapes me, but some big wig investor guy basically said the market is going more from more conservative stocks to growth stocks. You agree with this? Well, let me tell you what I think. The market always loves growth stocks. Always has, always will. And what is a growth stock? I mean, what does that really mean, growth stock? What we're talking about here is a growth stock would really represent a company that is a up-and-comer, quickly growing corporation. For example, like we were watching, like I remember Cisco. When Cisco came out back in the 80s and the 90s, it first got discovered, and it became a market darling. It was a heavily played stock, heavy volatility, lots of momentum, and every analyst was just coming out with better and better projections for the company. Jen, could I get you to turn on the fan for me? So they were constantly coming out with upgrades on Cisco, because Cisco was growing out all those servers that they were building out, and more companies were buying Cisco servers. more and more of the S&P 500 companies were using Cisco's product. That was a growth company, and it was a growth company for 20 years, probably the 80s, the 90s, into the 2000s. But eventually, Cisco matured out, and they had their multi-billion dollars every quarter in sales. They had their hundreds of millions of dollars in earnings every year, and they began to, they were an established name, and they were, mega company, and they had this recurring revenue coming in from server farms and offices that needed in-house or office servers, and so on and so on and so on. Classic growth stock. So the stock was always loved by Wall Street during its early days and its growth years. Then it became a mature, steady moneymaker, the kind of company that, kind of like IBM, their workforce is of a certain size. They have existing contracts. They're signing 5 and 10-year contracts with their customers. And every quarter, there's so many more that are rolling over, new 10-year deals, 2 10-year deals, giving this company a long runway of predictable revenue and earnings. And so it began to attract a different kind of a investor to a degree, because the volatility went away. There wasn't any more excitement on, they just, they hit a new record. They increased their revenues by 30% this quarter over last quarter. They weren't doing that anymore. They began to grow at 5 and 10% a quarter for every 6 months, like normal companies do. But they're growing from a multi-billions starting base, not millions in sales, billions in sales, and maintaining it and growing it from there. And so growth stocks are always in fashion with Wall Street. It doesn't matter what the market does or not. Even the dot-com bubble bursting and 9/11 happening and the credit crunch of 2008. Yeah, stocks will fluctuate in value. Even solid IBMs will do ups and downs, sure. But in the long run, they're pretty stable and steady stocks. Now, today, what is this person talking about? Some bigwig. Are we going to go to growth away from conservative stocks? Well, what's a conservative stock? A conservative stock, I guess, is an IBM, I suppose, where predictable earnings, predictable revenues. At least in the past, I guess IBM was one of those. Probably not in the future. IBM is changing. They're splitting. IBM is splitting into 2 pieces. And I think all of you who are IBM shareholders are going to end up with 2 shares of 2 different companies. I just don't know how the split will work out. But, there is a growth division at IBM, a fast growing division. And then there's the steady Eddie utility kind of piece of IBM. That's where the hundreds of thousands of employees are. The money just keeps rolling in on these long-term 10 and 20-year contracts that get rolled over all the time. IBM is embedded into the world's economy. That's, I guess, conservative. Why would growth be the area to go to? Why would that be? Well, if a conservative company, like a conservative stock, is a dividend-paying stock, a high dividend yielding stock, the thinking is maybe if interest rates start to go higher, maybe you can start to get 2% from your local bank for a 5-year deposit instead of 0.5%. Maybe you can get 4% return on certain investments. All depends. Instead of 1%. Well, that would put pressure on companies like IBM with their dividend, or AT&T, or any other company with a heavy dividend. But these companies, they adapt too. The only reason that rates are going up is because inflation would be going up. Well, we found out this morning that's not quite the case. It wasn't as bad as feared. Rates are lower now than they were this morning, at least short-term rates. But if rates are going up and inflation is going up, I can guarantee you that IBM and FedEx and Disney, Coca-Cola, Apple, FedEx, they will all raise their prices because of inflation. But you know what? Apple has a 60% margin on their profits. Their profit margins are incredible. They raise their prices 2% because of inflation. IBM will increase their profits by 1.4%. 1.4% of the price increase will cover an increase in profits. So, a steady Eddie company like IBM and others, they'll go up in value too. They'll do just fine. The growth guys, they're the ones that might be in trouble with higher interest rates, in theory, because if it costs more money to be in business, inflation, maybe customers that these growth companies are going after are going to hold back on aggressive orders for product because they're worried about the slowdown of the economy as inflation and interest rates go up. Well, this is 70s. This is 70s talk. That's from the 70s when we were experiencing inflation of 15 to 17%, interest rates of 12 to 18%. That was the talk. And the way to break that was to break price increases by having legislation come in from governments to make it illegal to raise prices, illegal to raise salaries. There were serious drastic measures taken in the 70s and the 80s to try to bring down the rate of inflation. The banks, the central bankers found a way to calm down inflation. They just charged interest rates that were so ridiculously high that people stopped raising prices because they just found that the better way to go is reduce costs. Well, one way to reduce costs, lay off people. Lay off people. That's one way to reduce your costs, and that's a great way to kill an economy. But you're taking the inflation out of the economy because there are fewer spenders, because there are fewer workers. And so certain groups of people pay a terrible price to get this done, where the bankers could eventually drop interest rates and make them go down to ease that off, because inflation eased off, because the economy's eased off, because people got laid off everywhere. But it meant a lot of people went into bankruptcy, default, but got behind on their mortgage, their rent, caused all kinds of hardship. And that was the Reagan era. That was during Ronnie Reagan's term as president. He unfortunately oversaw an economy that was struggling, and he had to cut spending, and he did. He didn't want to increase taxes. He wouldn't do it. So he cut spending instead, which meant layoffs. And with high interest rates being enacted by Alan Greenspan to try to calm the markets, millions of Americans lost their jobs in every sector of the economy. No one was spared. It was terrible. It took a couple of years to turn it around. By the time George W. Bush, George Herman Walker, the father, took over, he inherited the mess that Ronnie left behind. And the mess was a government budget totally destroyed, a deficit out of control, record deficits that had never been seen before in America. He had to raise taxes. He didn't want to do it. He ran on a campaign, I won't raise taxes. But he had to do it because the credit rating of the United States was at risk globally. The credit rating of the United States of America was under pressure. And it was either you don't raise taxes and you pay 5% more in interest on government bonds, and that means all interest rates in the United States skyrocket for everybody, because if the government has to pay 5% more, you pay 10% more. That would create a guaranteed recession of gargantuan proportions that Bush didn't want to have anything to do with. And so he raised the taxes to bring in more cash and try to keep spending down, to balance out the books a bit, which he did. And that staved off layoffs all over the place, because it staved off dramatically higher interest rates. The America credit rating was salvaged. And by the time Bush got defeated because he raised taxes, Clinton came in. Clinton inherited an economy on fire, just about to explode. The first year of the Clinton presidency was god-awful, terrible, economically terrible. And then it turned. It turned because the policies of George Herman Walker Bush took 3 years to kick through. But they did, and it showed up in Clinton's midterms and third year of his presidency, which got him reelected, and he got 4 more years. And the United States economy in that time frame went into a surplus. The United States government had a surplus in its budget in Clinton's second term. Hasn't had one since, but it happened at that point in time. 98, 99, 2000, the United States ran a surplus. The United States Treasury stopped selling 30-year bonds to the market because they didn't need the money. A 30-year bond would mature, and the United States government had so much money coming in, so much extra cash, that it just paid off the 30-year notes, or would only issue 2s, 5s, and 10s to pay off the 30-year balance that was coming up. Because in 1999, the debt that was coming up was 1969 debt, 30-year bonds. And 1969, the government of the United States was borrowing maybe 10 billion a month, or 5 billion a month, or 2 billion a month, small amount of money compared to 2000 because of inflation. These 1969 bonds that were maturing, the United States government could easily float 10-year notes to pay those off. And the rates were lower. The rates were dropping in the United States rather quickly because, again, America had a surplus. All of a sudden, corporate America found that they could borrow money to build a new plant or expand their business operations. They could borrow money at lower rates than they'd ever seen before. They couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe how cheap money was because the government was not competing with corporate America to borrow money. The government didn't need any money. It had more money coming in than it needed to operate. And so the United States government started paying off these old bonds, and they just reduced how many bonds they had in their inventory. Germany, same thing. Germany constantly issues bonds, but far fewer than they did 20, 30 years ago. Germany is now literally making their bonds disappear. They're issuing 2s, 5s, and 10s, maybe even 30s, but at very low numbers. And they're issuing so little that the market can't get enough. And so the market is offering Germany negative interest rates. So please let us borrow money from you because we count on you. We trust you that you'll pay us back. We'll give you negative 0.5 percentage point. We'll charge you negative 0.5 percentage point interest. In other words, we'll give you money to lend us money. That's how bad off it is. It's unbelievable for the German government and the country of Germany, its citizens. In America, unfortunately, it's 1.3 right now for a 10-year. But the last time America had a surplus was when Clinton was in the White House. Now, don't worry, George Bush Jr. came in, and the first thing he did was started to spend money like a drunken sailor. First thing he did was he cut taxes to the rich. The first thing he wanted, because that's what he promised would happen. And so he wanted to do the trickle-down game. We will cut the taxes to the rich, and then that'll spur money down to the poor, and it'll make everything go great. And that was the big plan. Unfortunately, 9/11 came along 9 months into his presidency or so, and that screwed it all up because now we needed military money to chase Saddam Hussein and Afghanistan. And so now the trillions were going to be spent by America on foreign wars, foreign campaigns. And the United States immediately went into deficit spending, just like that. As soon as the tax cut went through, then came the deficit spending right behind it, and we haven't looked back ever since. And with Trump, you had another tax cut for the wealthy. That didn't need it because the economy was rocking and rolling in 2017, 16, 17, 18. It was rocking. They got a tax cut anyway. Didn't need it, but they got it. And the American economy now has got a massive deficit problem, of course, with the COVID thrown in for good measure, just to make sure that America can't catch a break because they're bringing their soldiers home and they're spending less money overseas on wars, but they're spending more money domestically to support their lower and middle class people. And here we go. But, Joe Manchin, he would rather, I guess it's for him, he's okay, allowing trillions of dollars to be spent through the Pentagon for foreign campaigns rather than trillions of dollars being spent on the home front for his poorest constituents. He can't sell that deal. He doesn't want to sell that deal. He would rather not approve a $3.5 trillion domestic program, but he can easily support a Pentagon program to invade another country and put 25,000 kids on the line at a moment's notice. It's the way it is. That's the mentality in Washington to a degree. It's a hard sell to get people to spend on the poor. It's a very difficult. It's politically not a winning scenario. Anyway, there you go. Just another fun day in the markets. Another fun day in America and Canada and everywhere else. And what can I tell you? The market's up 212 points today. Dow's up great. S&P up 8 and NASDAQ down 32. This has been the pattern lately. 2 markets up, 1 down, or 1 up and 2 down. That's what we got again. We have Robinhood down 273 to 51.21. SoFi down 3 cents. GameStop down 291. ATIP up 19 to 425. We got AMC down $1.83. We have Matterport down 73 cents, taking a hit. Was as high as just a few minutes ago. Matterport reached 16.28. Now it's 15.84. Dropped 42 cents or so in a real hurry. I have no reason for it, but it's down. We've got ME at 8.33, down 28 cents. Fifth Wall down 32 cents to 12.52. VACQ is still up 16 cents. Navsite down 20 to 9.59. And Cyxtera was higher, but now negative 4 cents a share. IBM breaking hearts with a 44-cent gain. The Dow is at 35,475, 16 points away from a new record high. Up 210 points today on the market. So the big market is up, but our markets are down, and that's what's going on. Royal Caribbean back negative again, down 43 cents, 80.32, gone negative again. That's what I see going on here. Interesting market. Matterport, I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. Had a great day lately, a couple good days. Now it's off 72 cents. Anyway, there you go. Let's see. I think we should talk about Canadian politics. Well, Justin Trudeau, our prime minister, is going to call a snap election at any time. We all know it's coming. We're waiting for that to be announced at any moment. It's a minority government. So if he calls a snap election and he wins another majority, he gets the most seats, he keeps power. I can't see the opposition knocking him off his perch. He might get a majority. We'll have to see if that happens. Uncle Bruce, you forgot that we were attacked on September 11, which started a 20-year war that we're now losing because we didn't go in to win. So tell the whole story, not part of it. Yes, America got attacked on September the 11th because America would not even stop people from using box cutters to go onto airplanes. The lackadaisical air traffic control system of 2001 was unbelievable. And it was easy for terrorists to attack from within. Scary, sad, difficult, life-changing, world-changing. And America did go into war. They went after the wrong guy. They went after Saddam Hussein thinking that he did it. He didn't do it. But George Bush Jr. wanted to finish Daddy's war because Daddy didn't finish him off when he had the chance. But then, of course, Daddy didn't have the mandate from the world to finish Saddam off back in the day. Unfortunately, America has this little problem. America gets into something and then doesn't get itself out. George Bush Sr. got out. He did the right thing, actually, but he didn't finish off Saddam. He could have finished off Saddam even more, but he did impose that no-fly zone and all that. In any event, George Jr., he screwed it up big time. He put America into a deficit spending program that you still haven't recovered from, and it's bad news. But you know what? I remember living in Palm Desert and listening to a radio one morning, driving to the private school that Jennifer Jr. was going to pick her up. And I was behind a black colored Ford Expedition, those gigantic SUVs that they used to make. 6,000 pound vehicle with a 350 V8, got about 12 miles to the gallon. In California, where gas is $4 a gallon, people were driving these things. But I was listening at the time to a business telecast saying that under George Bush, under the tax cuts, and under the pro-business environment that George Bush was promoting, if you owned a small business and you had a company vehicle, if it was over 5,000 pounds, it would get a massive tax break. You would get this massive depreciation on your business, on your top business line. It was like the payments were like half. So whatever you paid, $600 a month for that thing, you were only paying $300 because it was a pure write-off. It was a pure tax write-off. But any vehicle under 5,000 pounds did not count. So if you were a very efficient business running a pizza delivery business and running small 4-cylinder delivery vans, you didn't get the big tax deduction. Only the big, fat, heavy, powered SUVs and trucks got the deduction. And so what was happening was these real estate agents and all of these computer programmers and these art gallery people and people who own retail stores, they would buy gigantic Tahoes, and Chevy Suburbans with all the bells and whistles, and these Expeditions, these gigantic 5,000-pound or heavier vehicles that just burned the fuel to get the big fat write-off. They're not stupid. They knew. Oh yeah, the government's handing me free money. I'll drive this thing. I'll drive this pig. All the costs to run it were a write-off. Full deduction, full write-off. And so California was crawling with these massive, huge, inefficient vehicles that the Republicans in Washington were tax breaking like you couldn't believe. It was unbelievable. We're just kind of driving around, and I'm driving around in a 4-6 cylinder vehicle trying to get 35 miles to the gallon. These guys are getting 12. They were everywhere. Parking lots were stuffed full of these things, the Costco's and stuff. And oh my gosh, it's America! It's America! What can I say? But yeah, George Jr. He was fun, and of course housing went nuts, obviously, and we had the crash of 2008 just as the election was coming on, and George Jr. left office with the lowest rating of any president in history, other than I guess Trump now. Unbelievable. But that was then. That was then. This is now. It's all different now. It's wild and it's wacky. But what can I say? America owes more money as a country than any other country in the world. But the good news, it's only 1.3% interest on a 10-year, but Germany does pay negative 0.5. So the Germans do pay almost 2% less in interest than Americans pay in interest. Because the world would say to Germany, "How much do you want?" And Germany's going, "We don't need any money. We have a surplus here. We'll only replace the notes we have, but really we don't even want to do that." The Swiss, same thing. The Swiss government, they don't want to issue debt either. They're being offered negative interest rates because they don't need the money. But there are investors out there going, "I need money in Switzerland because I trust the Swiss. They'll pay their bills. I will take negative interest from the Swiss, from the Germans. I'll take 0.25% interest from the Italians. I'll take 0.3% from the Spanish. I'll take virtually nothing from these G8 countries. But with America, no, I want 1.5%. I'm going to give you money for 30 years. I want 2% interest from America because I'm worried about a downgrade because America is not running on all cylinders. That's the world. But yet the market is at record highs. How is that possible? How can the market have record highs when the credit rating of the U.S. is not as high as it used to be? And yet the markets are. Why? Because these corporations are global. They are not American companies. They're global. The Dow 30 is made up of large U.S. companies. But if you take a look at the Dow 30 corporations like Coca-Cola and Merck and Disney and Apple and Microsoft, you look at the Dow 30 and you realize they're all over the world. IBM doesn't just do software in the United States. They do software all over the planet. And so they bring money into the United States from overseas. And that's how the United States economy does as well as it does, because America is expert. Like Canadians, we're crafty. We sell our stuff everywhere. And America too. Germans too. The Brits, the French. Yep, they sell all over the world. That's good for the economy, the base economy. There you have it. Okay. What can I say? Why the face on ATIP? It's still up 12 cents. Still up 12. SOFI's down 12 now. Matterport down 93 cents to 1562. 23andMe down 28 to 833. Fifth Wall down 32 cents to 1252. VACQ Vector up 13 cents. Navsite down 19, and Sextera down 8 cents. IBM up 62 cents. Heartbreaker at $142 a share. The Dow is up 182 points. S&P up 4. NASDAQ down 64. That's what we got. That's what we're looking at here. What's happening? Excuse me. What are we seeing and where are we going? That is the question. What can I say? Let's see. Damn it, Jim Bruce. If I bought a put contract and the profit I can make is less than selling 100 shares at the strike price, can I buy 100 shares before it expires and sell them at a strike I don't own the shares at yet? You're not going to make any money doing that. You're going to be charged exercise fees by your broker. You're going to be charged extra handling fees to do all these transactions. Just sell the put and be done with it, and move on to your next investment, because your handling fees are going to wipe you out. Just saying, GameStop, we don't even have 400,000 shares traded yet anymore, even at this point. Isn't that something? Anyway, what are we going to say? What we're going to say. Let's see. Tom Petty and the IBMers. Yeah, what can I say? What else is going on? GameStop down 378. Nothing going on. Quiet today. Quiet. Yeah, what can I say? Just popping in to say hi, says British Shilling. How you doing? Welcome. Nice to have you here. Anyway, yeah, well, what can I say? Let's go. Bruce, Uncle Bruce, your shirt should be hypercolor, Canada spelling, so it can slowly change to red, just like all your SPACs today, sadly. Is that a shot? Oh, what can I say? Someone's saying, but let's give him 500 thumbs ups. I mean, thanks, Cloaked. I appreciate that. We have 471 thumbs ups. Hopefully we'll get some more. People get upset when their stocks go down, and it's my fault. What are you going to do? Welcome all to the show. We're at we had about 25 minutes to go in the day here. We're at 176 on the Dow, up 5 on S&P, down 61 on NASDAQ, and I do like that green shirt, says Cloak. Thank you so much. Our, not your. Oh, okay. Thanks, buddy. Our SPACs. That's right. Yeah. Thank you. It's all good. Yeah. We're tight. It's all good. Robinhood down 274. SoFi down 11. I mean, come on. Why the face? What do we got on GameStop? 155.20 down 385. ATIP is up a dime. AMC down $1.73 to 30.02. 30.01 now. Matterport down 92 cents to 15.63. 23andMe down to 8.32. Down 29 cents. Fifth Wall down 21 cents, 12.63. Although it's coming back up. Vector still up 15 cents. Navsite down 19. Sextera down 8. Come on, you guys. You can do better than that. IBM is breaking hearts. It's up 79 cents. 142.17 on that IBM. Breaking hearts again. Up 79 cents. What is this stock doing? What are they all about? Why do they do what they do? I don't know. Oh man. Oh gosh. Bruce, call the guy who makes the stocks go up. You got him on your contact list, don't you? Let me make a call. See if I can find my Rolex number. For Molos AB, we are good at corruption because we let the government get so big they don't fear the people. Let's see. BW's laughing. Sound knackered. Oh, that's better, says British Shilling. Bruce, I sold a covered call on some Bank of America stock. My strike was $39, and now the stock is 42 with 3 days to go. What is the likelihood I will be exercised? It's almost 300 in value on that call. You likely will be exercised. You might want to buy that call back, turn around and write a new call for maybe a month from now or two at 42 to 44, 45. Maybe you want to write at 45 and just do a rollover. Can you theoretically write a new call for what it'll cost you to buy these back? Can you do one of those rollovers? You might have to write a 3-month contract at 44 or something like that, or 45. Got to look into that. There you go. There's ways to extend this game and lift the exercise price, of course, so you don't get exercised, or if you do, you get exercised higher out. AB, it's because we don't have any standards on people who run for office beyond, I want to have a beer with them. Guy takes a 100 to 400,000 a year job, and it could be around millions in lobbyist money. That's right. Congress, what was I watching? I was watching Bill Maher last week talking about the prerequisites for becoming a congressperson. You can be in jail and run for Congress and get elected. Did you know that? But if you get arrested and are in jail with a record, you can't vote in certain states, but you can run to be a congressperson. That's how great that country is down there. You don't need any experience. I mean, yeah, if you can find backing, from people who like your positions, or you take positions of people who can back you, maybe you can get elected. Yeah, isn't that something? Feel the love, Uncle Bruce. This is all just to let us know nobody knows what the market will do. You're the calm in the storm. Thank you, BW. I appreciate you. As always, Cloak, laugh out loud. You said Rolodex. Wow, that's funny. Kev Lane, 831 Phil on ME. You got it, Kev. Way to go, buddy. You bought that stock at 831. You're nicely done. And it had to go through you to get to 830. They had to go through you first. Nicely picked off. Every time BW talks, I imagine how Bruce talks to someone from the Empire. Let's hope Vader won't visit our outpost. Kev, 830 Phil on ME. Kev Lane, nice way to be patient. Zach, thanks, Bruce. I'll look into this. AB, are Canada's elections publicly funded? I'm guessing that at the least you don't need to spend millions for dog catcher and billions for prime minister. There are public funds available for political parties. There are, I'm not sure about personal elections. I'm not sure about individual members of parliament. I'm not sure if you can get funding publicly. You might. We don't have dog catchers running for office. We don't have sheriffs. We don't have judges. No. These are people that are cops are hired by the city or province or country they represent. They're not appointed by politics. None of this crap. We don't have fire chiefs elected. Now we do have school boards are elected. People who want to serve on the school boards. Yep, city councils, of course. But those are local elections. Those, of course, aren't national, obviously. Political parties in Canada are limited to certain amounts of funding, certain kinds of fundraising. There are usually a couple of debates held for federal elections, but those are not even watched anymore by most people. Like we don't give a crap. We really changed as a country. The political participation in Canada is so low now. But then again, we just, it just kind of, it's there. We just know government is there, and it's just what it is. A lot of Canadians just do not feel that we have any way of changing the system, and so we just ignore it. It's just there. And we just go about our business, and we complain about it. Yeah. We complain about it. Some of us are passionate, of course. There are very passionate Canadians about politics. You can watch the political talk shows on TV all the time, and sure. But we laugh at them more than we respect them. We really do. We chortle at their mistakes. What can I say? Love me some Bill Maher, very wise man. Yes, that Bill Maher segment on Congress qualification, that was great. That was very interesting how he covered that. Farmless IEB, the average U.S. salary is $31,000 with minimal benefits. We need to make that the politician's salary, and if they start showing up to Congress driving anything other than a Pinto, we should arrest those guys. There you go. I just bought an ETF to short the market. There you go. You're all welcome. Tomorrow your stocks will rise, says Austin. Thanks, Austin, for that. Kev, Cloak, thanks, bud. 827 order an ME. I'm at the rollback sale filling my cart. ME 828 right now. It might come to you. AB, what do you call a public servant who's a millionaire? A criminal, Harry S. Truman. Oh, man. BW is going, wah! I believe that we vote for police commissioner in my state. AB, hell, if they make any money at all, they're criminals. There you go. AB, if you make any money in your office beyond your salary, then yeah, probably. There you go. Yeah, we don't have all these elections for all these positions here. We hire we hire and fire police. I mean, police chiefs and they have budgets. Say the city of Calgary has a City of Calgary Police Department. The budget is passed by City Council. And the cops every year go to City Council with a budget. And the City Council comes back to them and says, listen, you wanted $80 million more this year. We're going to give you $30 million more. Figure it out. And then they go back They figure out what they can cut and what they can do, and then they come back to city council and say, okay, we can do it this way, and they'll go, okay, we'll pass that. And that's how it is. Of course, the cops will go to the city and go, hey, we added 50,000 people to the city in the last 2 years. We need more patrol officers because we have a bigger town. It's like a 50,000 town. How many cops run a town of 50,000 people? 10 cops, 15, 20? We need to hire more police officers. The city knows that. They work it out, and they try to figure out the budget. But federally, we have members of parliament that go to the House of Parliament, and the party with the most members, they have that's the prime minister. So we don't vote. I don't get to vote for Trudeau. I don't get to vote for any of the leaders. Only vote for the local person running for the seat in this area. And if the person is in a party that has the most seats when they get to Ottawa, that's the ruling government party. Same in the UK, same here. That's how it's done. So Mr. Trudeau is trying to get as many members of parliament elected as possible across the country, but he has to now keep in mind the needs and priorities of Eastern Canadians in the Maritimes, Quebecers, Ontarians, and Western Canadians. And this country has regions that are all different, just like America. All different. It's like herding cats. And you have these guys, these party leaders, trying to find the message that will sell in various parts of the country to gather up enough seats to get the majority. It is a chess game. They are seasoned and very good politicians, these people. That's what it is. What can I say? Someone earlier mentioned something happening this afternoon with Matterport. What is it and how will it affect the share price? Earnings come out today on Matterport after the bell, apparently. We hear tonight. I think it's tonight. Yeah, we hear tonight the earnings after the market on Matterport. Stock right now is $15.70, down 85 cents, unfortunately. Low of the day, $15.58. And we've been down all morning on Matterport. All day we've been down. How are we supposed to know, says Guy in the Buffalo? They get paid $170,000 a year. Who gave them such extravagant raises? They voted on it. Bruce, I would need to buy my Bank of America callback for $3 and sell one all the way up to April 22 to get $235. I'd raise the price, the strike price from 39 to 45. Is it worth it? Well, if you can maybe you can write something shorter. I don't know if you can write one that long, but I mean, can you write something like I don't know, a 43 to January or to December maybe? Can you write a 42.50 to September and get close to this? I mean, you might have to write something a bit closer, but I don't know. I'm just curious. But you certainly can do what you're saying here. April 22. Writing a 45 because that's adding $6 buyout to you, which is good. $600, $100, and it only costs you 65 cents to do it. So $65 out of your pocket to secure $600 more to you if you get exercised. But you got to give them time until April 22. You have to decide if you want to do that. We don't elect police chiefs or fire chiefs and such here in Oklahoma, but we do elect county sheriffs and school boards and county commissioners and stuff like that. There you go, ME 827. I got it. Oh, Kev, way to go. Next order, I'm at 825. I'm going to get some there. Right on, man. Well done. SMH, a very good buy. Blair, my great uncle Alban Barkley was 35th Vice President of the United States under Harry S. Truman. How about that? Isn't that cool? Cloak, very bullish on Matter. Go ahead and grab some March 22 15s or 1750 calls, and you will be smiling all the way to the bank. There you go. Matterport deals. Damn it, Jim. I sold a covered call on my AMC for $1,800. I've already made $400. If it drops more, I'm buying it back. Beautiful job. It's about 30-12, and you're cashing in. I love it. Do the Canadian politicians ever cater to people in Saskatchewan, or do they ignore them in some of our sketch comedies? Well, every province gets attention, although some provinces don't feel they get enough. But yeah, all provinces do get attention. There are times where the government of Canada is made up of one party, and there is not a single member from a province of that party. And the government in Ottawa, they have a scenario where they can build something special, maybe a Western Canadian office for the federal government to do with agricultural studies or whatever the heck it is. And the question now is, where do we place this building with all of its administrative people and these jobs and all that? If we put it in Saskatchewan, we're not rewarding any of our voters that put in members of parliament from Saskatchewan. But if we put it in Manitoba, there were maybe 4 seats we got in Winnipeg. That if we put this center in Winnipeg, we could maybe hold on to those 4 seats because, look at all the goodwill and voting for our party, it pays dividends. But if we put it in Saskatchewan, maybe we're showing Saskatchewan, hey, we care about you. We'd love to have you part of our party. We feel so strongly about how great you folks are. We're putting in this $500 million building with all these jobs. Back and forth. It's politics. It's politics. It's is it ever? Is it ever? Anyway, AB, I think it was Florida, that previous governor or the one before, wanted to drug test everyone on welfare. And the logistics of that cost like half the welfare budget or more. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. It's unreal. It's amazing how governments want to make it harder to get assistance when if you make it easier to get assistance, they can get it and then look for a job. Because if the assistance only lasts a certain amount of time, you have a limited time frame to get the assistance and then get back on your feet. Or if you can at least say to these folks, okay, you need help, your job skill set isn't working in this new economy, the state will fund you to go to community college, you can get a degree in whatever, and we'll pay for your tuition and we'll pay you a living salary, we're investing in you. And with that college degree from a Florida institution, you qualify for work and we'll help you find the job. I mean, it's a full-blown deal. We get you in, we educate you, we graduate you, and we jobamacate you. We get you the job, and now you're working, and you're now a taxpayer. And you're not only a taxpayer off your gross income, but as you spend money that you are now making, you are paying sales taxes and making more tax revenue for the state, and you're not on welfare anymore, and you're talking about how you turned your life around, which might inspire others. Doesn't work that way, though. Unfortunately, that's not how it is. It's a crime to be poor. Rocket Lab inks a deal with Varda Space Industries to supply multiple Photon spacecraft for space manufacturing missions. Well, there you go. VACQ, that should take the VACQ stock to the moon. It's up 26 cents. It's up 30 cents to 1087. It's going higher. How about that? Rick Scott, former governor. Nice. And of course, the late night comedians had the counter joke. They need to drug test Congress with all the stupid laws they cook up. How about Newfoundland? Do they have a different political system? Well, every province has its own provincial legislature, and it's run just like the federal legislature. You have members of your legislature running for office from each party. There's 2 or 3, 4 parties, and when you get the vote done, you count up the seats. Whoever has the most seats, that's where the premier comes from for that province. Yep, and that's how it works. Anti-PC, thanks, my baby sister. Let's see, my B-Day sister, okay, birthday sister. And Vector goes up as we speak. Yeah, it's 1088, up 31 cents. Way to go, way to go. Zach, Bank of America, $43 strike for November or December, only paying $1.80 or $2. Pretty thin spread at the time difference. I'm lost. There you go. Well, I understand, you want to get the best deal you can and do the best you can do. I'm assuming that the contract that you are thinking about buying back is expiring very shortly and has no time premium left on it. Just its book value is $3, I'm assuming. I'm wondering if you're offering a 43 or you're selling at $1.80, whatever you said there, that's time premium, of course. It's all time premium. I understand there. I mean, you might look at maybe a January. Look at a January. Maybe it'll pay closer to $225. But if the stock, if the feeling of financials is that they're going to go higher because interest rates are going to go higher eventually, the Bank of America will go up in value nicely, and so you can move into that $46 strike out to February, make the move, gain the $6 book value exercise. That's a good move for you. That's a very good move because from 39 to 40 whatever, that's a nice percentage higher to you for waiting until then you're being paid a good chunk of the dough that you need to buy back this call. Good move. Very good move. I would at least look at that. Yeah, I would. If you can afford this one here, if you can afford to do something like this, maybe. But on the other hand, you gotta decide how you do it. If you sold the call originally, I don't know what you got for it originally, but did you get $1 for it? And now you got to pay $3 to get it back. You're going to lose $2 on the contract, but your stock went up, so you're ahead. You could theoretically just write a 2-month contract at 43 or 44. Take $1 if you can get $1 or 75 cents, and just do that. Buy this call back, write that instead, pull the string on the exercise, and then 2 months from now, maybe that contract dies worthless or goes down to quarter. Fine. Otherwise, go that February route. Write the 46 and lock in a $6 gain from 39 to 45 or whatever it is on that contract. I think that's a good move. Let's see here. It turns out the Florida government was buddies with the labs who do the drug testing. Isn't that interesting? If I recall, they have been a rumor, but it wouldn't surprise me. Isn't that funny? Bruce, when exactly will GameStop hit 1,000? GameStop will go to 1,000 a share. Just a minute. Let me look at my notes. So. Okay. I wrote this down with some disappearing ink so that if anybody found this book, after a while, they wouldn't be able to, know our secret, because this is very secretive information. So, it's disappearing. It all went away. I had it all here just a minute ago. If I just read you the number, if I just didn't tell you that I had written it on invisible ink, you'd know now, and you'd have it right. I blew it. I'm going to have to buy there might be a chemical I can buy, isn't there? Like when I see spy movies, don't they have an ability to put some kind of a chemical on a page that has had invisible ink, and then they can uncover what was said? I'll have to do that. I'll get back to you. Just don't worry. I'll figure it out. I'll watch a couple spy movies and figure out what they use. We'll kind of go from there. Okay, there it is. Very good. Okay. Oh man. What can I say? Welcome one, welcome all to the channel today. We're down on the day on most of our stocks. We're up 177 on the Dow. It's good there. We're up 3.8 on S&P, down 64 on NASDAQ, down 43 in the price of oil. SOFI down 20 cents. GameStop 155.19, down 386. ATIP holding a 13-cent gain. AMC down $2 to 29.62. You're making more money on that call you wrote. Well done. Matterport is 15.79, down 76 cents. We've recovered a bit. We got down to 15.58, so we kind of came back about 19 cents. A little improvement, tiny, but not much. 23andMe down 42 cents to 8.19. Fifth Wall down 33 cents. Vector up 27 cents to 10.84. Looking good. NavSite down 20. Cyxtera down 12. IBM is up 91. It's a heartbreaker. 142.29 on IBM. Should be at 150 right now, but it's not. Over at Goldman Sachs, that's a $700 stock. It's trading at 412, up 488. So there's a lot of opportunity to make money on Goldman Sachs. Buy contracts, out to next year at pretty well book value, not much premium, and run that thing to 600 a share and make a fortune. There you go. I mean, so simple, so easy. Join me Saturday coming up. Join me Saturday for my live class. We're going to talk about how to trade and set up trades called butterfly spreads. We're going to talk about put butterfly spreads, call butterfly spreads. We're going to talk about all kinds of them with regards to the stocks we're following. You may find that very interesting. Doing call butterfly spreads, put butterfly spreads are not that expensive. And so you can write multiples for not a lot of dough. You don't have to own any stock. You don't have to own any stock. You need a margin account to make it work. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of potential in butterfly spreads. We'll talk about that all day, Saturday for a couple hours on my Saturday class. Not all day, just in that class on Saturday. So if you want to be in that class, send me an email at brucefarmer@hotmail.com and say, Bruce, I want to be on your Saturday class. Send me the invite and I'll get you booked in there. On Sunday, the live class at 12 noon Eastern. How does Bruce pick his stocks? How does Uncle Bruce pick his stocks? I'm going to show you how I go through, what I go through regarding the financials and how I pick stocks I like to follow. There's a million ways of doing this. I'll cover 990,000 of them. I'll do the best I can. I'll leave a couple on the table, but I'll cover almost all of them. Join me Saturday and Sunday and Jennifer for our 2 classes this weekend. I dare you to join. Send me a private email. Say, hey, Brucey boy, I'm in for Saturday or Sunday or both. Send me an invite. I want to join you, and we'll love to bring you on board, and we'll have fun. Noon Eastern time, Saturday and Sunday. That is 9 o'clock LA time. That is probably 5 in the afternoon UK time, 6 or 5 in the evening, 6 in the evening continent time in Europe. So those of you in Europe can catch up with me. Those of you in the Mid-East can catch up with me. Those of you in the Far East, just stay up. Just don't go to sleep. Or get up real early. However it works, can be done. Anyway, thank you all for all of your participation on these live classes. Classes 1 to 8 are now available for uploading anytime you want on our website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Check them out. Thank you, all of you, for joining me here today. I really enjoyed your company today. We've had 503 thumbs ups today from this loyal group of followers. You guys are the best YouTube has to offer. I appreciate these thumbs up so much. They make such a difference. If you're watching on a rerun, hit the thumbs up button too. Don't be shy. Hit the thumbs up anytime. If you've got nothing better to do, you're a little bored right now, you want something to do, go to my YouTube channel and look up all the videos I've done in the last 3 months. Watch them for 10, 20 seconds each. Give me a thumbs up on every one of them. And just go down the line and just give me like a couple of 100 thumbs ups here for a few hours. You got nothing else to do. Why not? That would help the channel's analytics. That would really help the channel out. I thank you. Those of you who have not become subscribers, please do consider becoming a subscriber to this channel and hit that bell notification icon. You'll get alerts every time I do a new update. Thank you, all of you, for all your support and following Jennifer and I here in Creston, British Columbia. We love you, and we're now at 522 thumbs ups, and they're still coming in. Thank you, guys. This is awesome stuff. Love the support. Matterport 1578, 20 cents better than the low of the day, but that's not a lot to get excited about. We're waiting for announcements. We will have news after the close today on Matterport. They will release their second quarter, and we'll do a conference call. Tomorrow they do a show and tell, the Canaccord Genuity Annual Growth Conference. They're there. Cyxtera's there, and others. And so we'll be watching for all of that to see what's going on. SOFI will release their numbers on the 12th. That's tomorrow. SOFI, they're coming out with their numbers tomorrow. And we've got 23andMe coming out with their financials on Friday, day after tomorrow. So it's going to be busy, guys. Lots of news coming up. 1581 now on Matterport. Down 75 cents a share, low of 1558. So we're up now 23 cents from the low and climbing on Matterport right now. Go Matterport. 959 down 15 cents at the moment. So there you are. SOFI down 24 to 1676. 23andMe at 816. I think we had some serious buyers going through here. Some of my viewers were trying to score some cheap 23andMe, and they got all they wanted. Now 817, a little lower than maybe we thought, but hey, grab this stuff. Got some more GameStop, 154. Way to go on the GameStop buy. It's right now sitting at 155.10 on the GameStop. Nice acquisition down there, beautifully done. All right, what else is going on? Canadian government in plain English. There you go. How does it work in Canada? Oh, man. There you go. $23andMe, $8.25. I'm filled, says Kev. Emmy, why the face? What's up here? Bruce, I told you not to use invisible link. I told you I forgot. I didn't have any, and I thought just for a day or two, it's all right. That's easy. Between August 30th and September 10th, GameStop will be 1,000 a share. There you go. GameStop hit 10,000 a share. 1,000 a share, February 23rd, 2022 at 11:23 a.m. There you go. See? I think the spies use candle smoke and heat to expose the ink. I wouldn't recommend it, though. Smoky enough up there. That's true. IBM calls are staying steady in price. Must be a sign. Must be a sign. Maybe. Wow. Okay. Oh, man. Let's see what's going on here. Wow, it's 17:30 in Germany. Here we go, Uncle Bruce. For the PayPal sound amplifiers, for these cell phone amplifiers, do you send a tracking number? No, I don't send a tracking. I just send them airmail, and they almost always every time get there. I mean, it's rare that they don't. Yeah. You want one of these guys? $60, 60 American dollars on my PayPal account. Send me your current address. We'll mail one out to you right away. We have a few left of each one here, and then in about a month from now, they won't be available anymore because they'll be in storage for a while. We'll be traveling. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh my gosh. What else is going on? It's really worth the membership. Thank you, Spider. ME, I got them at 820. We're now 815 on ME. How about that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They're cheap, cheap, cheap. What can I say? How do you amplify PayPal? How do you do that? That's kind of weird. Anyway, there you have it, guys. We're going to shut this down here. Thank you for being on the air with me today. We're up 174 on the down now. So here we are. SoFi down a quarter. GameStop down 345. ATIP up 7 cents. Matterport 1582 down 73. 23andMe down 45 cents. Vector up 30. Sixterra down 15. IBM up 95 cents. Heartbreaker that it is. Up 95 cents. There you go, kids. There it is. All right. Well, see you at 3 o'clock. See you at 3 o'clock today for part 2. We'll go through the close together, see what's going on. Maybe there'll be a rally between now and then. And we'll rally up on the market, and we'll make it big happy time. What can I say? Spare TV, by the way, Bruce, tomorrow I'll go to the bank. On Friday, I will get you the PayPal donation for that amplifier. You let me know. If you'd like me to autograph it and Jennifer to autograph it, we'll autograph the top of the amplifier for you. Just let us know. Be happy to do it. Happy to do it. See you later, Sharon. You take care. Still waiting for my 35 cents CYXT calls from yesterday. They've jumped to 45 cents. Have a good day, all. Thank you. Thanks, Uncle B. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you all being here. Amplifiers have different uses too. Cutting board, self-defense, chip and dip holder, cup holder, plate to eat bagels. They're awesome. Kev, they're awesome. Have a great green day, everybody. Absolutely. Let's see if we can go higher. We'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.